Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition, and Happy New Year as well. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight, Leon, Naota, and Daniel Lim. Happy New Year guys, and I hope you all are well. Let's get into it. It's obviously 2018 now. We usually kind of do a review / award show for the first show of the new year. We carry on that tradition today. So Daniel, pick a category, and then I'll give you some names, and we won't choose an overall coalition. We'll just individually choose, because I think we're going to differ on quite a few. So where do you want to start, Lim?
I want to do round of the year first.
Round of the year. You say that on purpose because you know I didn't make any notes for round of the year. So I'll pick round 3 of Brazil versus Angola. There you go. Come back at me, bro. Come on now.
I said lion of the year.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay. We said off air that there's only 2 people that can take that award, so.
No, I mean, let's just start with the bread and butter.
I'd go with Jermell Charlo for completely annihilating Erickson Lubin.
Come on, bro.
Fucking devastation.
Why do you have to mention that at the top of the show, man? You know, I'm still hurt.
Let's start with the bread and butter fighter of the year.
Who's that in your opinion?
Oh, you want me to actually? I thought you were going to have a more kind of, I guess, collective discussion. But for me, fighter of the year, actually, I have no idea. It's like, for me, this is one of those years where I have like a 1A, 1B, 1C. And those 3 fighters are Lomachenko, Terence Crawford, and Mikey Garcia. So I want to hear your guys' opinions, actually, and then I'll give my answer afterwards.
No, I'm similar to you. I don't think there was one fighter where you can look at him and say, okay, he was shoulders above everybody else, and you can kind of give him the fighter of the year. Lomachenko has to be up there, but there's an asterisk next to, you know, bringing Mariaga up to 130. The Sosa one was decent, but Sosa had been beaten before and looked vulnerable before. And obviously the ringing down performance was excellent, but then again, asterisks, the weight, and the fact that the fight took a good couple of years to happen. So then you look at Crawford. I don't know. I thought the Diaz fight, like Diaz was too small for him, really. Indongo was really poor. Yeah, he was a unified champion, but for me, it wasn't really, even though he became undisputed at 140, it wasn't really a kind of fight that cements you into kind of history almost. Even though we haven't had a undisputed champion for many years, it kind of went under the radar for a good reason. What's going, Naota? You said you had one person. It's probably some person out in the Philippines that's won multiple titles.
It's Cesar Kitsurong this time, man. You know, he regardless of agreeing with the first decision or not, he beat Gonzalez, and then in the rematch, he put all doubts to rest, and he put Gonzalez to rest. He went in there and knocked him the fuck out, knocked out the number 1 pound for pound guy. And I mean, I don't think that there's anybody that really matches that. I mean, the only guys that might come close are guys that, you know, fought multiple times and, you know, fought like top level opposition. You know, the only one I'd even consider putting against him would be Kenshiro, because he fought 2, you know, top 5 or top 3 level guys in a row. And then, you know, he finished the year off against Voluntary. But just for what fighter of the year means, even beyond like the term of, you know, you're fighting and beating the best opponents. But the way that he kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of people, not for me so much, but for a lot of people that don't know what's what, and went in there and you know, not only did he get the decision in the first fight, but he went back to training, did a 12-week training camp. You know, a lot of people, they say like, oh, well, he didn't have a full training camp for his first fight. No, he had an 8-week training camp just like every other boxer does. In the second fight, it wasn't even 12 weeks. It was, what do you say? He trained for like fucking 4 months or some shit like that. It was crazy. Like, he had, like, you know, like, he was so mad about people not giving him his credit. He went back and he trained like, I'm going to fucking show him. I'm going to show you what's what. And, you know, he went in there and he knocked the guy out, man. So, you know, that's head and shoulders a better win than anybody else had this year. And, you know, it's just the for what it meant to the division, for what it meant pound for pound, for what it meant to boxing. That's simply a bigger win than anybody else could come close to that second fight. Coupled with the first fight, I guess you could put you could put a little bit of shade on it with regards to the fact that Gonzalez was higher in weight and everything, but he had shown previous to that he was at the very least able to hang with Srisaket in the first fight, and otherwise was able to hang with Quadras, who had beat Srisaket in when the two of them fought. So, just in terms of SSR kind of showing himself to be above and beyond, or at the very least, once he really put his nose to the grindstone, further just the idea of his class and level as a fighter, which was proven to be above where even people that knew about him thought he was.
Leon, what's your verdict on Fighter of the Year? Do you kind of side with me and Lim, and it's difficult, or have you got someone that stands out?
No, I don't think anyone's really deserving. I don't think there's a standout. I think now it's right. I mean, that's the best win. Beating Gonzalez twice in a year has got to be the best.
Yeah,
2 wins of the year.
It is,
but I don't feel like any of the others really did anything to challenge those 2 wins. They're all much of a muchness.
Yeah,
you got to give a mention to Crawford, just because he unified. He proved himself to be the man in that division, and he'd moved up a division, so that's impressive. But the people he beat to do that weren't that impressive.
Yeah, my only issue with Rungvisai is he fought the same person twice. We've seen Choco had issues at that weight previously. I thought Quadras beat him. The first fight between him and Rungvisai was close. Second fight, he starched him, totally.
But he's the only guy to beat someone in that, to beat someone, for it to be outside that kind of mystical top 10. He was outside it, and to beat someone from within it, and possibly the top guy, that's a massive win. No one else did that.
And it reminds me of what happened where Glenn Johnson and Tarver back to back knocked out Roy Jones, and then Johnson and Tarver fought, and Johnson beat him in the first fight. Johnson was the fighter of the year that year, so there's precedence behind me giving it to him in particular.
And all the other big wins of the year, there was a lot of controversy this year, and there was nothing controversial about that second one. Even though that first one was controversial, but that second one, that's putting an icing on it. There's no low blows.
It deads it. It puts it in the
no low blows, none of that shit, proper dealt with.
Yeah, the only thing low about the blows that he landed in that
second but nothing controversial about the win.
No, I'm saying the only thing low about the blows that he landed in that second fight is he freaking put Gonzalez low on the fucking inside of the ring. He tapped him low on the jaw.
Low on the canvas.
Yeah.
Lim, coming back to you then, hearing our opinions, does that kind of change yours initially, or?
No, except for the fact that I didn't add Rungvisai to the list, and I think the reason why I didn't do so was because, like you just alluded to, the fact that he fought the same opponent twice, and I think more importantly, I think everyone on this panel thought he lost to Choco in the first fight as well. So, no, but he's definitely up there. He probably had the biggest win just in terms of what it did for his career. But yeah, it's just, again, one of those years where I really don't have a clear-cut winner. So I'm fine with any of those 3 guys winning the award, to tell you the truth.
All right. Anyone give any notable mentions, or should we move on?
I just want to mention again.
What about Charlo, man?
Which
one?
What
about my boy Jamel?
Which one, bro? Oh, Jamel.
Jamel, yeah.
Nah, man. Lubin.
No?
Still haven't.
What about Jamal?
What did Jamal really do last year? Beat
up
a one-legged man.
He fought a one-legged guy.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
all
they
did,
bring
really.
let me just break it down like this. These 2 guys bring a level of fire and a level of culture and waviness to my Instagram page that none of these other fighters bring. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up every morning and I go through my Instagram feed and I see one of these lines posting, that shit motivates me. And if that's not what fighters of the year do for you guys in your personal lives, then what other parameter do I really need to base it off?
Yeah, I think everything you said says a lot about you, Lim, so we should swiftly move on.
That rests my case. And, Beast Mode just said he's Thai, so he doesn't exist to him. Bro, I've been to Thailand 3 times. I fucking love Thailand, and I plan on living in Thailand after I fucking graduate, so Thailand means everything to me. All right. Stop taking shots, man. But line of the year, fight of the year for me is Jamal Charlo. Or Jamal Charlo. One of them. One of those two.
Either or, who cares? Naota, you were going to say something when I mentioned anyone else.
No, I was just going to, kind of rehash what I had said before about Kenshiro. Was able to beat two top guys in Guevara and Ganaga Lopez back to back. He just kind of finished it with a little bit I want to say a little bit of a whimper, against Gilberto Pedrosa, because Pedrosa wasn't on his level, but still, those are the two wins. Really, really good, man. Especially the way that he did it, and the way that he did it against Guevara, which was, Guevara was kind of styling on him early on, and then just the body work took its toll late, and he managed to win that title in the championship rounds, or keep it rather. So
yeah, okay.
That's my honorable mention.
Let's move on. Leon, next category is Fight of the Year. If you've not got any, I'll run you a list off, and then you can dissect it.
Sorry, Dan coughed all over you then. Was that Fight of the Year?
Yes, Fight of the Year.
Yeah.
Cough of the year.
What do we think about a British Fighter of the Year, just quickly, Cam? Like, between AJ and Josh Taylor. For, British Fighter of the Year.
Fighter of the Year
AJ,
for British.
Yeah. AJ, isn't it, probably?
Yeah, I think you'd have to pick AJ. Yeah.
It's got to be.
What about?
But Josh Taylor's been impressive, I think, again this year.
He did do a good job on Vasquez. I was hoping that he had a better opponent. Like the O'Hara Davis room is so good. I thought
Burnett could be up there too.
Yeah, that's true. And Burnett, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Joe?
I just thought I'd just throw that out there. Don't have to discuss it for long, really. Yeah. So fight.
Was Billy Joe? Was Billy Joe this year?
Yeah, but his first part of the year was shocking.
Yeah, that is true.
So give me some for fights of the year, Cam. I can't remember shit.
Okay, AJ versus WK, Kaitov versus Ali, Rungvisai versus Choco, 102, Brook versus Spence, DeGale versus Jack, Brazil versus Ungoa, and the 6th rounder, that was heaven, Conor Benn versus that French dude, Pennard? That's all.
Yeah, that one. No, I think for drama on the biggest scale level has got to be, I hate saying it, but it's got to be AJ, hasn't it? Really, for the event alone, Cam, the event alone,
90,000.
Yeah, but it was there was enough going on in that fight, wasn't there? It was pretty lively. Yeah, but I what was the fight that I really enjoyed was Lim's boy Vasquez. Which one?
Valdez versus Mariaga.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think that's the fight that I might have enjoyed the most.
Fire, man.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Was that this year?
It might not be the highest level, but I think that's the one, man.
Was that not last year? No, it was this year. It was April.
No, it was this year, man.
Yeah,
it was last year, Cam. It was in 2017, which is the year that we're discussing.
Yeah, I was going to say the year before, but Naoto...
Yeah, that's my fight. That's the one I enjoyed the most.
That was a good fight.
It might not have been fight of the year, but...
That was a good fight. Naoto, you said I missed one off. Was it Triple G versus Canelo?
Well, actually, there's a couple that you missed. Miguel Roman versus Salido. It was a great brawl between those two.
It was good, but I don't know. It lacked something.
When I got a chance to really sit down and watch it, there was some amazing fucking exchanges in there. That was fucking excellent. It's almost only fitting that Salido got knocked out by a guy that fights just like him. It's a great fight between those two. And then Estrada versus Quadras.
Oh yeah, that was a very good fight as well. Yeah. That was very good.
I think Michael Buffer fucking up the winner at the end adds to it too. adds a little something.
Yeah. What's everyone's thoughts on Canelo Triple G? I remember saying it in the review show that it just didn't spark for me. That it had moments where it was gonna set a light and it just didn't for me. So it's not really.
Yeah, it was a firecracker that didn't explode.
It's not in contention for me.
No, yeah, it was a fucking dud.
It was a dud, man.
Not even top 15, man. Fuck that.
It was a fail, man.
Yeah. Canelo, just like Canelo's entire career.
So
Both of them.
Wow. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great fight.
you were too busy talking to the ladies that you sold the tickets to that was sat next to you.
Nah, they weren't that great, man. I'd take you guys over those two ladies any day.
It's just you enjoyed it because your boyfriend didn't get put in a coma. Everyone else was disappointed because that didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to tell you the truth, the fight wasn't all that great, but it does have a lot of ramifications. But to tell you the truth, it wasn't fight of the year because I expected Triple G to be able to actually be effective in the sense of putting on a lot of damage, whereas I thought he won the fight, but he didn't hurt Canelo like I thought he was going to do. So
He looks old.
But yeah, I guess for me, fight of the year, I mean, this is one of those things where there's so many different ways to qualify it. Like Leon mentioned, if you want to talk about the ramifications to the sport in general, just like the absolute kind of the magnitude of the event itself, it has to be AJ Klitschko. I mean, there's really no way around it. But for me, in terms of the fight that I enjoyed the most, I think it might have to be that Brandon Rios comeback fight. That fight did a lot for me. That's my vote.
Crazy.
For me, again, I agree when it comes to the whole event of AJ versus Klitschko, but there were rounds in there where, AJ was, trying to kind of get a second wind and nothing really happened for 3 rounds. Well,
Yeah, and Vlad let him off the hook.
Yeah. So I'd still put that
Right.
as number 1, but secretly my fight of the year was Levgin Kaitrov versus Emmanuel Lim. I watched that again today, and
Oh yeah, that's a good fight.
That's a great fight, man. Just back
Yeah,
and
that
forth.
was.
Actual finish where there's no one disputing afterwards.
Which one, Cam?
So many shifts of balance. It was Levgin Kaitrov versus Emmanuel Lim. I think it was on the undercard of Jack DeGale in New York.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that was a great fucking card, and that was the first card of the year.
Yeah, that was the biggest first card of the year. Yeah.
But I think we can officially, this might not be a category, but souls that were snatched in 2017. DeGale, Jack has DeGale's soul in a jar, doesn't he?
And his teeth.
He's got his teeth and his soul.
Yeah.
No, but who really has his soul
and his
though?
crack in a fucking
Yeah,
jar.
I think Truex ultimately really has a soul. Man.
Yeah, really.
He
Yeah.
really brought
No.
fucking reality to bear.
No, he snatched that. I'm no Jack fan, but he snatched that up.
Nah, Jack. I think Jack, like Ann Wolf says at the beginning of the show, he took his nuts and then Truex took his heart.
Yeah, maybe.
Damn, Cam was hoping so hard.
Those two things combined took his whole soul away.
Cam was hoping so hard that you guys would have voted for Truex just because he wanted somebody who actually looks like him to get some shine, but nope, another L for my boy Cam.
Sorry, Cam, I went off piece there. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all good.
Caleb Truex, a.k.a. Cam, a.k.a. Ray Beltran.
That's actually a great suggestion by Leon for later on in the show, but we do need to have a soul snatched category of the year as well,
Yeah.
so we'll get to that.
The most soulless fighter of the year.
I wasn't sure if you mentioned it too, Cam, but Spence Brook, that was a great fight too.
You did mention it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He gave.
Yeah, man, great. That was a great fight too. Brook. There were moments where he was outboxing Spence, but Spence was just able to kind of gut it through and break his other eye. And yeah, man, that was a really good fight.
I totally agree. Did Errol have 2 fights?
No, I think he just fought the once, didn't he?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. You want to move on to the next category?
Yeah, unless anyone's got any more to add that I missed off.
Yeah, no, but I agree with AJ versus WK. That's my fight of the year, man. Because just everything involved, the magnitude of it, the comeback, the last great stand of Klitschko, and leaving off on a higher note probably than he's ever had in his career, even when he was in his prime. And he actually showed heart. He showed the big knock against Klitschko for his entire career was can't take a fucking punch. And he looks like a deer in the headlights as soon as somebody's throwing hard at him. But he showed a lot of courage in that against Joshua, and ultimately it wasn't enough. But it showed
that fight was
just
stopped
the
too early.
skill that he had ultimately.
That was stopped too early. That fight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Bad stoppage, that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I suggest another category?
Chemo's going to love this episode, isn't it? We all picked AJ versus Vlad. This is going to be the favourite podcast of the year.
And the fact that Naota just talked about Choco getting iced multiple times. That's not. He's not going to enjoy that. But go ahead, Lim. What other category?
How about best fight that lasted 2 minutes or less in the first round that took place in the Barclays Arena? And my two suggestions, are Deontay Wilder versus Bermane Stiverne 2, or Jamel Charlo versus that bum from Florida.
All right, let's move on. Knockout of the year.
This is too much fun, man.
Stiverne wins meme of the year, though, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Meme of the year is actually a good category.
Yeah, but that's got to be Stiverne with the thing, or Billy Joe with the looking over. That was a good one.
All right, let me go through a list of some of the knockouts, and then you guys can add to them and we can discuss. So,
There's only one winner, Cam.
Mikey versus Cannon. David Benavidez versus Porky Medina. Doricos versus Kudryashov. Jamel versus Lubin.
Yep.
Lemieux versus Stevens.
Yep, we have a winner.
Okay, let me finish the list. Lemieux versus Stevens. Wilder versus Stiverne 2. AJ versus Vlad. Rungvisai versus Choco 2. Tate versus Gonyo. That was a good within the first 10 seconds. Eubank versus Yildirim. Bivol versus Broadhurst. Collazo versus Sammy Vasquez. Dubois almost killing AJ Carter. Hugo Centeno Jr. versus Emmanuel Alim.
Yes.
Stop saying yes, man. Terence Crawford versus Julius Ndongo. The Pig, Leon, versus Aaron
that
Morgan.
was quality.
And
we saw that one live.
Yeah, we did. It seems so long ago. It didn't seem like it was in May 2017.
That looked brutal, though, didn't it? That was a warrior for a bit there.
It was indeed. And Lubin versus Cotto earlier in the year when he hit him with that left hand. So, all right, what's yours, Leon?
We just said it, dude.
Charlo Lubin.
You know what's so funny about
that? Was meant to be a close fight.
You know why that makes me laugh so much is because of Cam's ridiculous comments leading up to that show. Talking about how great he thought Lubin was.
He's a better version of Errol Spence.
So that actually brings me up to another category that we have to mention. Worst comment of the year by a podcast host. 2017.
Yeah,
Cameron Ashcroft.
I definitely won that one. But at least I show up the show after when I make a mistake.
That's true, Cam.
You just duck for 4 weeks.
Well,
you didn't see me after that bell you win, did you? The first one. Is that a knockout of the year? Knocking out Hay?
Oh, man.
He knocked him out the ring.
There's one big one you missed, Cam. One big one.
Go ahead.
Ray Beltran versus Jonathan Maicello.
Yeah, it was good, but we can't respect Ray, man. He's been popped too many times.
Yeah, but I mean, he fucking popped Maicello. Like, the fans in New York at the time, it was in Madison Square Garden. They were rooting heavy for Maicello, and they were going ape shit every time he lit up Ray Beltran, and then Beltran just fucking smoked him, and it was like going from like a birth party to a funeral. Like within like 5 seconds, it went from people going happy and joyful and shit to like, oh my god, like is he okay?
You forgot one, Cam.
That was brutal.
I never said the list was complete. That's why I said I'll make a list and you guys add to it.
But have you haven't done a body shot category, have you?
No, I haven't. But the thing, to me, like a knockout of the year has to be today.
No, come on, that Gassiev, body shot that Gassiev threw, man. That man was in bits.
No, I see your point, but I don't know if you guys agree. But I don't think a body shot could be as like a knockout of the year for me.
I do.
I'm gonna stand up for all the oppressed body shots.
I know I did mention
Gassiev.
I did mention Crawford and Dongo, and that was a body shot that ended it. But I don't know. To me, a knockout of the year, like usually has to be a headshot, and it has to kind of be almost out cold type of shot.
But what about when Groves folded up Cox? Like, that was brutal.
Nah, because he got up 5 seconds later and he was fine.
That just sounded funny.
All right, Leon.
No, but I definitely agree with Leon. Body shots are definitely in, man. Golovkin's KO body shot of what's his face?
Macklin. That was a knockout.
That was fucking amazing.
Nah, man, Macklin had fucked up ribs in the first place.
I was about to say Lubin again instead of Macklin.
Fuck you.
I need to stop saying that.
All right, Leon, was yours definitely Charlo versus Lubin, yeah?
There was another one you said just before Deontay Wilder, but I've forgotten
it.
He made like 20 suggestions, man. I can't remember any of them.
I'll go through him again. Mikey versus Latakanen, David Benavides versus Porky Medina, Doriakos versus Kudryashov, Jamel versus Lubin, Lemieux versus Stevens, Wallace Deverne 2, AJ Vlad, Rungvisai Choco 2, Tete Gonyo, Eubank Yildirim, Bivol Broadhurst, Colazo Vasquez, Dubois, AJ Carter. For me, I think it's Stevens Lemieux, man. 2 big punches. Yeah. Steven talked so much shit about Lemieux gonna get carried out of the ring on the stretcher, and that shit happened to him, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, and not only that, but like just the way that the knockout happened, the way that it occurred, just the optics of it. Like if you were to just like, take out what it meant, which, really wasn't much at the end of the day. But, you show that to like somebody that really doesn't watch boxing. They'll be like, that's like Rocky shit. That's the type of shit you see in a movie. Like 2 guys loading up, throwing power shots at the same time. They both land, but one of them gets knocked the fuck out. And that was just vicious.
Yeah.
Great knockout.
I think
in that sense.
The Mikey's Cannon one was really good, but what takes away from it a little is the fact that his kind of back was turned a bit and he didn't really see the punch coming, so that's why.
To me, that takes away everything from it.
Teaching it has though is that it's like that's like the World Star knockout of the year, where it's like he like caught him and then he's like doing a funny little dance and then he like runs up on him and punches him again. Like that's some shit that you'd see like on the street. Like somebody gets like, oh shit, and then you're like, oh, am I going to let him go? No, I'm going to go in there and finish the job. And that's what Mikey did.
Yeah. So, what's yours in that list, Naoto? Or within your own list?
Come on, Naoto. Say the right one. Come on, dude. Let's make this unanimous.
Mine ultimately is Streets Kid against Gonzalez, man. Just the magnitude of it. And, the nasty right hook. Knocked out the pound for pound guy that we thought had beat him in the first fight, and put it to rest, man.
Now, if you said that answer, if you explained that answer as knocking out Chemo, I would have totally agreed because Chemo was knocked out. I was there next to him, and he folded like a little bitch. So that I understand, but I do not agree with the actual knockout of the actual person in the ring that night. That's all I'm saying. But for me, I mean, it has to be Charlo versus Lubin, man, right?
It is Charlo versus Lubin.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
No, but the way that Charlo versus Lubin, it was so brutal. Like, not only was Lubin like reaching, like, oh, like let me get the rope, and reach it, but fucking Jamal got hit with a chair, and then Jamal jumped in the ring and was yelling, "Is he okay? Is he okay?"
Dude, hey, bro, calm down, man. We got to save that for best post-fight interview of the year, man. We got to give the proper shine to my Lions. All right, so let's move on to the next category, Cam.
All right, this one's a bit difficult for me because again, it's similar to Fighter of the Year. I don't really have one conclusive person. Prospect of the Year. Again, it's not a complete list. It's just something I came up with today, so you guys can add any others I have missed. But Shakur Stevenson, some people were mentioning Josh Taylor, but I think we had him last year as a prospect. I think he's moved beyond.
No, he's a contender now.
Yeah, he's more of a contender status, so I wouldn't put him there. Daniel Dubois, Josh Kelly, Anthony Yard. Again, I think he's more pushing contender. I wouldn't really put him as a prospect. Joshua Buatsi, Michael Conlon, Zelfa Barrett, and
Michael Conlon.
Oh my God!
Are you serious?
A bunch of bums. These guys are all bums, Cam. I got the real.
Give me some name that no one's heard of.
Fazlidin Gaibnazarov, gold medalist in the Olympics, and he beat our boy Lorenzo Sotomayor in the Olympics, and he's got a good career going. I think he had 3 fights. He's looking like he might be the future of 140, to be honest with you. Carlos Valderas got robbed in the Olympics, and scored what was it? I think 3 first-round knockouts. Teofimo Lopez, who fought I think it was 5 times this past year. He's with Top Rank. He's actually gonna be fighting in I think a month now again too. He's staying really active. Another dangerous, possible future, lightweight kingpin. Nico Hernandez, who's actually on TV now. He already, is for all the way from his first fight. Looks really good. Looks like he might be like a future flyweight king. And finally, last but not least, Liu Bin. But not, Erickson Lubin, because he didn't get knocked the fuck out. But right. Liu Bin from China.
You're taking the piss now. You're even like picking people with a similar name just to fucking mess with me, bro. Come on.
What about Myung-Suk Lim?
Okay, let's move on. Leon, you got any people to add, or what do you think? It's a difficult one. It's difficult.
What's great about this award is you can make up any name you want.
I don't know about these things.
I think personally,
can I say Conor Ben?
No,
I don't know. I don't know. That Zelfa Barrett.
I mean, bro, honestly,
that Barrett's good.
That
I was Leon
wrong.
Woodstock's good. Cam, that Leon Woodstock's. I thought he looked quite good.
Yeah,
I was wrong. Lopez fought 6 times. See, that's he gets it for me. He fought fucking 6 times.
6
in 2017. Bumps. Well, so I mean, that's a hell of a lot more than everybody else is fucking doing. You got all these fighters nowadays, like even prospects are getting treated like champions. Oh, I'm gonna fight twice a year. Get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah. You got to be active. To me, it reminds you like Mike Tyson back in the day. He was fighting like once every other month and shit, like once every 5 weeks. You know what I mean? That's really the way a prospect should be built. You rack up bodies, just body after body, and you make your way towards the title in that fashion, and so that's really what all of these fighters should be doing. So he's on the track that to me is what every fighter should, the exact track that, most fighters, blue chip prospects or otherwise really should be, going on, just fighting whoever's available, especially if you're a young guy like he is. And he's only 20, and just getting your experience together, and within a year or 2, he'll probably be ready for the top level guys at lightweight. To be honest with you,
Leon, I don't really want to pick one, but just going off the eye test, and when you can see potential, even though level of opposition was shit and matchmaking was shit, and always a last minute opponent because someone pulls out or they can't be bothered building a card properly, but. Josh Kelly, for me, I could see something special about him.
Yeah, he looks good. This prospect thing is difficult, isn't it?
I think he's beyond a prospect, though.
But no, but he's only, had 7 fights, hasn't he, if that?
I think it's probably less, to be honest.
Really?
No,
5
Josh
fights?
Kelly, not Josh Taylor.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking of never mind.
Yeah, that's why I like that Zelfa Barrett kid, Cam, because he looks like he'll be in fun fights.
True, but
how about Lawrence Ercole?
No, he's going to get knocked out.
Yep, just like he was.
Ice.
Yep.
Yeah, but Waxy looked good. Again, that's all I test, Cam.
Yeah. Joe Joyce.
Just quickly though, Leon, Zelfa, is that 20 fights or 19 fights?
Has he?
Is he a bit beyond prospect now?
Yeah, he is, but maybe it's just because he's been on telly more recently that we kind of... He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer to this question. I don't like this question.
All right, let's move on.
What's your answer, Cam?
Me, I'd probably go for Josh Kelly, but with the asterisks because he hasn't really fought anyone yet. I know there's other categories like trainer of the year, but I don't know. Again, I don't think there's one standout trainer this year. I think some of you guys picked Manny Robles last year. I think I was picking Shane McGuigan, but this year there's really been no stable where they've stood out for me. I don't know if you guys agree.
I can't think of one really. I can't think of one fighter who's been in multiple big fights.
Derek James. Trains Jermell.
Hey, Derek James has to win the award just for wearing that shirt.
Lions only?
Keep running your mouth.
That one.
Doesn't Uncle get a shout for Trainer of the Year? Come on, Uncle. Step up.
Oh, jeez. That was the greatest post-fight interview of all time, man.
He didn't do an interview. He just slugged.
Cold cocked someone. Bastard. Dirty move.
That was fucked up, that.
It was. That's the most fucked up thing of the year.
All right.
What about
and of course, there's the kind of molesting of Kovalev's testicles by Andre Ward, which as a Christian man, I thought he'd be probably, not so into that kind of stuff.
No. Son of God, man. Only God can judge him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How about Billy Briscoe, man?
Comeback of the year?
No, I'm serious, man. He reunited with King Gob. I think Gob was 2-0 in 2017. I mean, I don't know. You guys do the math. I mean, he rejoined forces with Billy Briscoe, 2-0. Case closed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's been what about quit of the year, Cam? It's been a big year for the quit.
Rigo, we got who else? O'Hara Davis against Taylor. That was only two that really sprung to mind. Brooke, yeah.
Brooke twice.
Brooke against
Spence.
They're the three big ones. I think some people will put Kovalev in there.
No.
I'm happy to.
Yeah, I mentioned, but for me it's a Rigo. I mean, it has to be Rigo.
Yeah. Even though I hate Brooke, it has to be Rigo.
Brooke,
I enjoy it as much as Davis' quit? I don't know. I think the Rigo quit's is the best quit.
No,
Brooke, at the very least, from a sympathetic standpoint, you could think like, well, shit,
his face was smashed in,
and he did well.
Again.
He did well in that fight.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Rigo just quit.
We'll save Davies for cunt of the year. So
I'm going to come into I'm coming to his rescue with recent ongoings.
Yeah, and I agree with you too, Leon.
I actually don't know what you're referring to, but
we'll come to that later.
Please.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, but quit of the year is Rigo, definitely.
Yep.
Right. Any other mentions? Any other quits?
That's the only three that kind of spring to mind. I can't really think of any more.
But they're three big ones, weren't they?
Yeah.
Good year for the quit. I think, Rigo was the most. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Also, mainly because I said he'd quit, and then he quit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you might be able to kind of consider Zhou Shiming and Sho Kimura a quit because he kind of shook his head at the ref when the ref asked him to continue. But apparently, I don't know. I guess he had some broken orbitals that he never got checked out at the fucking hospital, and now his career might be over because of it. Because apparently they found out that he had a detached retina, on an airplane, 2 months after the fight occurred. So, yeah, that was very smart of him to not seek medical attention after getting knocked out.
What about Lubin?
You can't keep doing this.
Okay.
He's going to cut us off.
Yeah, it's getting old.
Sorry. Sorry, bro.
Jamie Cox needs a little mention for little quit of the year because he didn't want to get up, did he?
Yeah,
we both said that, Cam.
It seemed a bit like a quit, but it wasn't like it wasn't like a shaking your head to the ref nut quit kind of. It was like I bet on myself in round 4 quit. So
yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right, Rigo it is.
All right, moving on. Upset of the year. So a few names that I've jotted down: DeGale versus Truax, obviously. Saddam Ali versus Miguel Cotto. Rung Vasai versus Choco, the first fight. I don't know if a lot of people don't really know who Rung Vasai was going into the fight. So Pacquiao versus Horn. Pacquiao versus Horn is a difficult one because people saying that should be it should be robbery of the year, but I personally thought Horn won the fight.
No,
so.
how could you say that about that and not apply the same logic to Choco Rung Vasai #1?
That was a close fight, though.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is both fights were fairly close.
I don't think the Pacquiao Horn fight was close.
Yeah, the Pacquiao Horn fight wasn't close at all to me.
I haven't seen that.
But America went into meltdown over that.
But I think that was a lot. Leon, I think a lot of that was due to Teddy. I think he brainwashed a lot of the.
Your boy Teddy glamoring people.
Teddy's a fucking psychopath.
How did you guys score that fight,
Teddy
by the way?
wins bum of the year for that dumb shit.
I think Teddy might be a lizard, underneath it, like one of those Illuminati lizards.
How did you guys score that fight?
I can't 100% remember, Lynn, but I think I had like 8.
Man, I had it like 10-2 for Horn or some crazy.
Yeah, you got something mental.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
No, but even Kimo, like who loves Pacquiao, was like saying like, damn, like Horn is just bullying him. I mean, like that's my kind of quote of what when he was live watching the fight and leaving the voice notes and shit. Yeah, man, he's like even he thought that Pacquiao just lost that clear and away, like by far.
Okay.
The way Pacquiao had a couple of good rounds late, as Horn was tiring, he managed to clip him. But other than that, I mean, Horn kind of took over after getting hurt. Matter of fact, after that bum ass ref was threatening to stop the fight, even though fucking Horn was way ahead.
Yeah, so Pacquiao, Horn, and the last one I got on my list was Bellew Hay, but again, because of the injuries, it's difficult.
Dude.
What?
We can't select that one, man.
No, I'm just
select that.
I'm not saying select it. I'm just putting it out there for conversation's sake. But
he's putting it in there to rile us up, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
My personal one was DeGale versus Truax. It happened obviously at the end of the year.
It has to be.
It was like no one was giving Truax a shot. And DeGale had issues when he didn't look the same. There was no right hand really from DeGale at all. But you can't take anything away from Truax. When he came over, you ripped the belt from the champion. So you guys got anyone else other than that?
No, he battered him. That's the one. Yeah. He beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. I didn't expect that at all, and I was laughing my ass off as it was happening. I was like laughing for like a half an hour straight because I was just like, it was funny as fuck to me because it's like I've been calling James DeGale James DeFale for years now, and it's just hilarious to see it all come to pass.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
What's next?
Do you guys know how DeGale's sister is doing though? Is she okay emotionally?
She's all good, bro.
All right, that's all I care about.
All right, robbery of the year. Again, some names, I'm not saying they're right or not, but it's what I've been reading when I was doing some research.
We'll judge you nonetheless, Cam.
Yeah.
Read it.
Can I start off first, Cam?
Go ahead.
For me, it's Murata versus Endam, number 1.
That was number 1 on my list as well, bro.
Nice.
Is it because you saw Murata training out in Japan?
No, that was actually after the first fight. But actually, no, I watched that fight, and that was a clear rub. That's the biggest robbery for me, at least. So, just want to get that out there.
All right, I don't agree with the next one, but a lot of people had it on their list. Parker versus Fury. Farmer versus...
Yeah, because Parker should have won clearer. Is that why? No. I know, people went a meltdown about that. That wasn't a robbery. Sorry.
Farmer versus Ogawa happened towards the end of the year. Triple G versus Jacobs again. I don't really have that one because I thought Jacobs won that fight, so I can't call that a robbery. But I know a lot of people had it. A lot of Triple G nut huggers. Again, Canelo versus Triple G, another one. People thought Golovkin won it quite clearly, and he was robbed. I don't agree. I had it a draw. So, any others you can add to that?
No, that one. That's the one. The one of the Golovkin Triple G. The Golovkin versus Canelo is the worst. That's the single worst scorecard of the year by that woman.
Wow, that's so sexist, bro.
It is, yeah. It was purposefully sexist.
I just want to say, with all the rape cases and molestation in Hollywood, I can't vouch for that, so I can't pick that fight.
You on the hashtag #MeToo movement?
Exactly, and I'm wearing all black right now as you speak.
Wow. Such courage, Slim.
Thank you.
But, I agree. Murata and I think it's punctuated by the... I think it's punctuated by the fact that Murata beat his ass and fucking knocked him out in the second fight.
Hey, if you need not to support, just mention a Japanese fighter and boom. That's it.
He'll come running to your aid. All right, let's move on. Bum of the year, there's quite a few on this list. Obviously...
Cam?
No, I'm not on the list. Sorry, mate. Amir Khan.
Kimo.
Basically did nothing all year. Had a spat with his wife on Twitter, which you should kind of keep between the two of them. Then went to the jungle. I'm a celebrity. After a couple of years ago, he said that it was a show for has-beens, and then he went on the show. And I know this has happened this year, but now he's signed with Eddie Hearn, so not a good look for Khan. Chavez Jr. talked all that shit. Basically, was a punch bag for 12 rounds against Canelo. Brook, just because I hate Brook, so I'll put that on the list. And O'Hara for not being able to breathe out his two noses. You guys got anyone else?
No, I mean, Khan wins. This is so clear. Khan would win the biggest bum of the year, just across any kind of category imaginable to human life. Khan would win.
The bum of the year, definitely. I've forgotten all about this. Cam, Paul Smith is the bum of the year because that's one of the worst performances you'll ever see in a meaningless world title fight.
True, but it was that poor. It was forgettable. That's the problem.
Yeah, that makes him king of the bums.
Well, I gotta at least give a mention to Tyson Fury. I mean, wasting his career, wasting our time. That's very bummy of him.
Taking selfies while he's in the gym.
Is he even still a fighter now? Are we including him as a fighter at the moment?
Tyson
doesn't have a license, does he?
I think he's close to getting it back. He's been training, but the fact that he's left Peter, I don't know. He's training with that dude that trained Billy Joe for that one fight at the swimming pool, Leon. So I've not got high hopes.
Bad hopes, no hopes.
Yeah,
he looks a mess. I don't see how he looks a year away.
Actually, he's talking about fighting big fights this year, but yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to fight anyone of any quality for at least 12 to 18 months.
Addiction is a big fight.
David Hayes is a good candidate for Bum of the Year too.
He's a good candidate for Sick Note of the Year as well.
Yeah, I hate to be repetitive, but you have to mention Lubin as well, and I'm not even trolling right now. I swear that's legitimate, is it not?
Yeah. I mean, the amount of shit they talked. Although I guess in that sense, you could talk about J-Rock also.
That was 2016.
That's 2016. Though,
that was.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah.
I mean, Chavez definitely deserves a big shout because that was.
Oh my god!
Weird. Yeah, that was terrible.
Yes.
But I'm going to vote for Paul Smith.
Fucking. Yeah. They're all bums, man. Ultimately, I think I'd probably give it to Khan. I think I'd have to give it to Khan. Man.
No, but that was very cunning. You see, going into the jungle, he's lost all that weight. He's ready to go. That's just fat camp.
Yeah, but to lose your wife to Anthony Joshua, I mean, my God, that would just have nightmares on my conscience for the rest of my life. So
I don't know. I think I would imagine that you would have taken that a little bit better than he does. I mean, hey, it's Femi.
I saw a picture of her. She looks like she's got she's wearing a mask, like a porcelain mask.
It's not
that surgery's just too intense, isn't it? You feel like she could take it off.
Yeah, when some of those people get addicted to plastic surgery, they start looking less and less like actual people.
Yeah, are you smiling now? Is that you smiling?
It's like
you
Travolta.
smiling? You unhappy? You sad? What are you?
Is that looking like the character from Toy Story?
Oh man!
All right, what was one of the worst fights for you? I've got Parker Fury was just a horrible fight to watch. White versus Hellenius was awful. There's probably a few more. Crawler Burns was horrible. Yeah, there's quite a few. I'll probably have to go for Parker Fury, man. I think the whole YouTube pay-per-view thing, the fact that Hennessy's like the worst promoter in the world. That was just a whole shambles. That.
Yeah, that was pretty god awful.
I think I'll give it Crawler Burns because it was one of the most meaningless. Had no real value. It didn't matter at all, and it was bad.
Yeah, but at least with Yeah, you could say with the Parker fight, at least he's a titleist.
Exactly.
The title on the line. But yeah, that's a good point.
I think definitely in British soil, that was definitely the worst.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So, you guys got any other categories or just a bit of shit talking at the end?
Just shit talking.
It was a funny year, wasn't it? Like, it never really quite...
Well, it was great until September-ish, and then it
ended with a bit of a whimper.
Yeah, up until September-ish, it was a pretty good year for boxing, and then after that, the cards were weaker, and some of the fights didn't really...
A lot of the fights didn't ignite, did they?
No, we didn't have like many classic fights where you think, oh shit, I'd go back and watch that on a day off when you're a bit bored. Like, there was not many of them.
Yes, some of the major fights didn't quite deliver. Yeah,
it was a very inconsistent year.
Yeah,
the highs were
this
high.
Year,
you know what?
This year looks good already, though. This year looks like it might be good already. With some of the fights coming out.
I don't know.
Only 2 weeks in.
I disagree, man. I'm a bit worried because I think the first quarter of the year, I don't think it's looking that good, to be honest.
You know what? How about this as a category?
You got,
how about this as a category? How about this as a category? Performance of the year. Just like overall performance, like who, just like in one particular fight, kind of just showed out, and you were like, damn, like.
I mean, come on, bro.
Spence.
Really?
I just think for all the talk, like he proved that was a definite marker, wasn't it? It's like, right, because lots of people rated Brook. He was a good guy, fragile but good, and that he came all the way. He came over here, did it. In a big stadium, did it. That was a good, very, very good performance.
For me, I don't know how Nant is defining this topic, but for me, performance of the year is like being on level 10 in every single category. And for me, while Spence, I thought before the fight that Spence is a damn good fighter.
I'm just saying, like, one particular fight where it's like you're going to remember that as like a signature fight in this particular fighter's career.
Like,
where it's like,
for me, performance of the year is, this may sound really stupid, but it almost can't end in a very early knockout, because for me, performance is like, you have to sustain a level of just high level output. So, like, obviously, Jermell versus Lubin wouldn't be able to fit in that mold because it only lasted 2 minutes.
Oh, what a shame!
Is that fair to say?
What a shame you can't give another.
I agree with you.
What a shame you can't give Charlo another tick.
So I don't know. Under those parameters, I don't know. I guess maybe Spence does kind of fall in that category. If he did just dominate.
But he only had one fight, though, didn't he? Or did he have two? But I mean, he hasn't fought since.
No, he only had that one fight. He only had that one fight last year, and I think early on he was struggling to kind of. His footwork wasn't good. He wasn't really landing shots. Exactly. So I wouldn't really say it was performance of the year for me.
But for me, like that's Errol's that's Errol in a nutshell. Is that he's so dominating physically that it almost doesn't matter. Like he's just such a. I mean, Kell Brook is the biggest welterweight at 47 outside of Errol Spence. So for him to fucking dominate and manhandle in that fashion, that fight just pretty much told me everything I need to know about Spence.
What about Lomachenko over Regal?
Unfortunately, I think for this award, you do have to factor in your opponent and their willingness to actually engage. And unfortunately, he just didn't do that. I think you can put Ward, I guess. Ward, Kovalev, too. I know Leon probably hates that answer, but, I mean, it is a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, though. I mean, he didn't quit. Like we talked, that Rigo thing was just... I don't think you can give it to Lomachenko for it, because he even said it didn't mean much. Like, he was a big guy, but he outskilled him. He didn't just outsize him, but... Like, he didn't even rate that win, Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, that was the shit that I was talking about, leading all the way up until the fight. Saying that, it means nothing. And
but still, he still did
foolish for hyping it up.
He still did some impressive...
Lomachenko thought that way.
He did some impressive stuff in that fight, no one's doubting.
I wouldn't really say he did, anything that impressive in the fight. Necessarily.
I think he worked Rigo out. He worked out his patterns quite easily, and where he knew where he was going to be all the time, and no one else has done that. So, but Yeah,
I think it's just the lack of resistance, though.
Yeah.
There was really nothing for him to worry about at any time.
What about Billy Joe Lemieux?
That
was really good.
That's a good call.
That would definitely fit into what I was kind of the idea that I had.
He basically shut him out, didn't he? Yeah.
Exactly. 12 rounds of masterclass boxing.
I think people need to chill out on that performance, personally, but it was good. People need to fucking calm the Brits, particularly. Everyone needs to calm down a bit.
Why? Why do you say that?
Lemieux was because Lemieux was awful.
Because Lemieux is awful, and I feel like he could have knocked him out. He hurt him a couple of times. He could have gone for it, didn't go for it, and like for my taste, I don't want to see if you've nearly got him hurt in the 7th or 8th. I don't want to see you back off for the next 4 personally. So he schooled him and did this, that, and the other, but this is a one-dimensional guy who's been beaten by everyone good he's ever fought.
I don't know.
He looked very good. Billy Joe looked very good in the ring and was very impressive. But the reaction
Danny
by
Yankee
the Brits
is killing it.
The Brits have completely overreacted since that win.
Danny Yankee is killing it in the chat. Talking about most savage crowd of the year. How about biggest savage of the year? I'm giving that to Billy Joe Saunders' kid for fucking nut punching our boy Willie the Worm.
Yeah, that
was child's a disgrace.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that savage.
I hate that child. I hate him.
Yeah, that's just bad parenting.
What's wrong with it? It's horrible parenting. Horrible, vile.
To me, that actually fits the dictionary definition of what a savage is.
Exactly, the dictionary definition. But not the savage in the light that we're speaking of, I don't think.
Nah, man, he took his soul. He softened him up for Pops.
I would have had no issue with Willie the Worm fucking fully kicking that kid in the face.
I'm glad you never became. I'm glad you never became a parent, Leon.
Prick.
I'm glad you.
I agree with you, though. I agree with you. I would have fucking knocked that
stick
kid out.
to my son.
Shit, you guys are gonna have some parental services at your door if you ever become parents. But
am I? His child's running amok. That horrible little shit.
Really should have laid that kid out. Fuck that. Boom.
All right, just a random one. Best card of the year overall for me was that one that we had in London. It was undercard for George Groves versus Jamie Cox. The Ryder Nielsen fight was fun. Ryder was excellent. There were savage knockouts. There was a disqualification because the guy was told to step back and break, and then he hit dude with a big hook and laid him out. There was an upset. Was it Eubanks' estranged son got stopped? There was fair
Superfly.
losses. There was fair losses where a prospect coming up got beat by a journeyman and the ref didn't try and somehow give him the fight. And overall, yeah, compared to that great Russian card we had a couple of years ago, it was a really fun undercard. So just wanted to give that a notable mention. You guys got anything else you want to talk about when it comes to awards?
Awards.
Yeah,
I think we need to give a special mention. I don't know if it's an award, but to that World Series of those tournaments, because it started off a bit patchy with where it's been shown, but they've definitely been a success. That's been a successful thing.
Yeah,
and it's looking good, isn't it? Like the lineup's looking good for those semi-finals.
Do you know the numbers, bro?
I don't deal in numbers, Daniel. I'm.
So you're breaking up, Leon.
Terrible connection.
Just going back to card, Josh Chast mentioned in the chat that Superfly, and I think you mentioned it while I was speaking, Dan. That was a really well put together card, and the fights turned out really well. And I was there.
Yeah, I want to mention something about that too. Like, is the Brian Valoria Miguel Cartagena fight that was on that card didn't get televised, and really should have been. It was an eliminator and everything. Or it would have been an eliminator had it actually been at 112. But they were two top-rated guys, both of them. But Valoria is going to be fighting against Artem Dalakian on the Superfly 2 card. And the rumor is that it's not going to get televised. And, frankly, I think it should be because it's for a title. It's for the vacant WBA title now. And, it deserves to be on there, man. Valoria has been one of the long-standing kind of guards at the lower weight classes. And even at age 37, he's still in title contention. the only thing that stopped him before was, pound for pound level talents like Chaco and Estrada standing in his way. So, other than that, I mean, I think Valori is going to win and become a champion once again. He'll be a 5-time champion if he does it. So, like, to me, that card definitely deserves to be on HBO, and I think they're absolutely foolish if they don't put it on the airwaves.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? I know I've got someone I want to call up and get on the line and get his opinion on some of these subjects. So, should I get him on, or you guys got anything else?
As our old friend Joe Habib would say, go.
All right,
what was memorable? Like, what can you take away from this year? Just that really touches your heart. And 10 years down the road, you can tell your kids. From the year 2017, this is what I really took away from my beloved sport.
Spending time with you and Chemo in the States, apart from when you guys were making fun of me. That wasn't good. That was bullying, but I won't mention it.
Yo, is Echo going now?
Nah, what's happening? Nothing for something.
Yo!
Legendary. Been in the Mixler chat from day one. Basically supported it from day one. It's great to have you on the show.
It's so nice to be here on such a prestigious day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, nothing.
Dan Lynn's on the call.
Can we get a name, or should we just call you N4S? What do you prefer?
N4S will work because
all right,
there's a lot of people out there like get me fired.
I got you. Hey, where are you from, by the way?
That's information I don't really want to give out.
America, obviously. We'll just leave it at that. All right.
Brooklyn, New York. What do you think?
Are you a Fed, Dan? Trying to out him. Stop trying to out people.
The reason why is because nothing is.
You're a fucking narcotics agent. I knew it.
Exactly.
He's a suit for sure, man.
You know how us Asians are. But yeah, just anything you want to add to our list? Some fucking.
Hey, I'm watching. Hey, do you guys remember from February Ivan Baranchyk versus Abel Ramos?
Nailed it, probably.
What? No.
I posted the link in the chat earlier, dude. That was a badass fight, man.
I don't remember that, to be honest.
Dude, there's like 8 knockdowns in 10 rounds.
Yes, no, I think I do remember this. But what card was it on?
It was on Showtime. It was in
it was a Showbox
this Baranchyk dude. He's like the pride of Miami, Oklahoma. It's weird because it's an Indian reservation. He's a Russian dude, but they fucking love him out there.
I'm sure someone sent us this, Cam.
No, I put the link in the chat earlier. I'll put it in again.
I'll have to check it out. But let's go through the list. Some of the stuff we went through. Nothing for something.
My fighter of the year, my personal fighter of the year is Vasyl Lomachenko, man, because he didn't miss weight, he didn't foul people, he was bigger than bigger than Rigo. The other guys he fought, they could be fighting in Lomachenko's weight class. They wouldn't be cutting as much weight. He didn't necessarily bring those guys up, but he made them all quit off of skill.
You do not want to start off that path on your first debut of the show with Naoto, my man. But go for it, please.
Sounds like
valid points, though. That's a very valid argument.
I agree.
For a year where no
he didn't
one
Sleeto,
has...
he didn't Sleeto anybody. I'll just leave it at that.
So he didn't school anybody from the Olympics.
he schooled Rico.
Okay, so he did Sleeto somebody.
Jeez.
No, schooled him off skill, not off bullying and missing weight and being a complete fucking faggot.
and leading him into right hand after right hand repeatedly and giving him no fucking clue of how to fight on the inside.
Yes, skill.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop this now.
Yeah, stop it. You know what's so funny about this conversation?
Anyways,
even the top-ranked judge couldn't save him.
That's my opinion on that.
And what about your fight of the year? Nothing for something.
Oh, like I was saying in the chat earlier, and Jazz agreed with me. Going and watching it back, I really like Golovkin versus Canelo, man. There's a bunch of high level. Watching it the first time, 8-4, Triple G.
Okay.
But there's a lot of high level shit going on in there. Like,
can I add something? Because nothing. You know, I'm a Canelo dick rider. I'm gonna be sucking that dick until the day I die. But
hey, that's your opinion.
Exactly, my man. The thing is, like, again, boxing is so subjective, right? I could have a 12-0 for Triple G versus Canelo. I mean, probably more so 10-2, 9-3. But within those rounds, Canelo made a pretty good showing of himself, at least 30 seconds of each round. So for me, it's one of those fights where, like, I thought he did pretty well despite the circumstances. If you want to score a wide for Triple G, I have no issue with it. And like you mentioned, there was some high-level shit in that fight, man. And round 12, to me, I think is a candidate for round of the year. So there you go.
If you had it 12 either way, I wouldn't respect your opinion. I'd say
for sure. Right. I was just being a little bit over the top.
Because that's nonsense.
Honestly, to me, like that fight just exposed how limited both of them are.
Golovkin more
so due to age. Golovkin more so due to age. You know, Canelo waited for the motherfucker to be old, and now he is. And you know, he wasn't able to finish the fucking job. He wasn't able to finish the fucking job even after getting Golovkin right when he wanted to.
He might have done some high level shit, but he did not fucking put his heart and soul into that fight for me. Neither of them really did, but I think Canelo got a lot of credit, man.
Because they're both good fighters, dude.
Yeah, I think there's a little.
Good, but then
that's why there's a difference between that fight. Hey, it's not Golovkin versus whoever that convict was he fought in L.A. The guy that had the fucking wrist, the anklet on.
Yeah,
it's not that fight. It's two of the best pound for pound in the world fighting each other. People say, oh, they're swinging and missing a lot.
No, but I just wanted more from Canelo. Like, I think Canelo, I just don't feel he was willing to engage enough.
Canelo's a hype job and a fucking letdown. His entire career is a fucking firecracker that never explodes. His entire career.
I remember nothing.
He should have knocked out Floyd Mayweather.
Wait. You're all talking over each other.
Do any of that shit.
You're all talking over each other, Newton. You're talking a bit too much. So just give other people a chance, please.
All I'm saying is it's not a video game, dude. It's two human beings squared off, thinking the whole time, throwing punches at each other the whole time, and reacting the whole time for 12 rounds.
Was Canelo throwing punches the whole time?
No, not at all.
No, but that's not the same thing, though. That's not what he's saying.
He thrown Golovkin's head back, dude. Like, he hit Golovkin with a lot of shots that would knock a whole lot of other people out, just like Danny.
Yeah, possibly.
Danny Jacobs landed a lot of shots. One point I want to make is Golovkin's chin is fucking certified, dude. Danny Jacobs landed a lot of shots on Golovkin. He would have been unified middleweight champion that night if he was fighting a lot of other guys. His chin's fucking certified, man.
Yeah. No, Golovkin's chin is excellent, man. I don't think there's ever really been a question about that. I mean, anybody.
Some mentals have. Some mentals have.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I meant more so amongst our circle at the very least.
My favorite moment is when Canelo landed that best punch he'd ever thrown in his fucking life.
Everybody in the crowd went crazy.
And he just fucking sucked it up.
Wow.
That was like.
I mean, there was
so
some good moments in that fight, but it just never popped off like a true classic fight you'd imagine between two really good fighters like that. Where
it's never going to be Hagler Hearns, dude.
Tommy
There's
Hearns
never going to be another Hagler.
What do you think about the rematch? Nothing.
It's happening in May, right? I've been out of the loop last couple. It is happening in May. Hey, more power to both of them, dude.
Yeah, making money. Yeah, I love Triple G too, man. I don't know how he's going to do, but. Let him make his money and fucking retire. Whatever. I'm just glad that
I can't get on Twitter and call Canelo a faggot no more. Because of the shit that he and Oscar done before. Like, I hated that shit because I like Canelo, man. But the way he handled that shit before, he acted like a faggot. At least he's fighting and they're doing the immediate rematch. It's cool. Whoever wins. I mean, I'm not in love with it.
I think you got to send a fruit basket or something to Billy Joe Saunders' house, to make sure.
Hey, I do like Billy Joe Saunders. I do like Billy Joe Saunders, man. He's a shit talker. Not too much of a shit talker, and he's not corny with his shit talking like Tyson Fury is. He's actually funny about it, and that's just his regular personality. He's just like a dude you knew that dropped out of middle school, and he's working with his hands now. I
think Fury's funny sometimes.
Fury's much funnier than Saunders. Saunders is a fucking borderline retard. He could drown. Saunders is the kind of guy who might drown in his own fucking soup. I mean, I don't fucking can't stand him.
When he put out that tweet about women's fannies and got banned from Twitter for like a week and a half.
He's untrustful. Yeah, don't even go there.
He wasn't lying. Hey, he wasn't lying though.
He went all off. He's a liability, man.
He's a good boxer though, dude.
Yeah,
he did all right.
Nothing. Just going back to Triple G. Just want your opinion on Golovkin's hesitancy. When Canelo was on the ropes and he just couldn't pull the trigger. Do you think he was waiting for openings, or he lacked something now?
I think that he just didn't want to get his fucking head knocked off because Canelo can punch.
Yeah.
I mean, the shots that he ate, you can even see whenever he gets hit. He's not having fun. Whatever he says after the fight, no, it didn't hurt me or whatever, blah, blah. No, you can see that he wasn't having a great time. Like, those shots hurt. He felt them, but he walked through the shit.
I get the sense that he's old, man. I really think that his trigger pulling skills are starting to slow down.
Yeah. Lim, you wanted to ask nothing for something.
I mean, not. I don't know if "ask" is the right word, but like, I think with all these discussions, it's always somewhere down the middle. So it is like, not to mention him getting older, but also I think a huge factor is what Canelo could bring, in that kind of capacity. So you're never going to win this argument, unfortunately. Nothing with Leon.
You're not allowed a fucking view, Daniel.
Of course
Canelo's
not
a good fucker about this guy, man.
I'm not.
Barely a human being.
Because the thing is that people get confused. Like, they think I love Canelo and I hate Triple G. I think at least when Triple G first started, I liked Triple G.
Well, then stop being such a fucking weirdo about him, then.
About what aspect?
About Canelo, you fucking creep about him, man.
No, I think he's a good fighter, but I just think you guys are disparaging both of these guys' talents so much.
It sounds like it's more of a problem for... It sounds like it's more a problem for Leon than it is for Dan.
I'm not sitting at home spending hours on Instagram. You don't have to put up with this shit.
Hey.
But you do know I'm fucking trolling like this entire thing.
I'm starting to believe you don't know where the limb ends and the troll begins.
It's one of the same.
I know it is. I think
my last opinion on it is that I think Golovkin is a better fighter overall, but Canelo isn't getting older. Triple G is. Yeah. Canelo's a really good fighter.
Do you think that if the fight would have taken place like a year and a half ago, it would have turned out?
Oh, I think Golovkin would have stopped him. No doubt. Around the time of when Golovkin was fighting like fucking Convict and Danny
Monroe.
Gil.
Danny Gil. Yeah, I think Golovkin would have stopped him, dude. Around the Marco Antonio Rubio time, yeah. I think he would have stopped him.
That was going to.
Do you think he's a bigger fighter than Canelo? Do you think they're both at the same weight? Like, do you think they're both true middleweights?
Dude, Canelo's been a natural middleweight for years. He's not moving up in weight fighting at 160. He's cutting less weight. I've said that for years.
Yeah,
he's a full-fledged middleweight, man.
He's by the time he's Golovkin's age, he's going to be a fucking light heavyweight.
Yeah, there's not height classes. There's weight classes. No, he's a natural middleweight, dude, in my opinion. I've never fucking trained nobody. I've never fought anybody in a boxing ring. But in my opinion, just looking at it from the outside and watching boxing for a long time, he's a natural middleweight. Has been for a while.
All right, let's move on. Nothing, your personal knockout of the year.
Got to be Lemieux over Stevens, because when I watched it, I thought Kurt Stevens was dead. Whenever he hit the floor, I said to my friend that was watching it with me, that guy's dead. So that's my knockout. No other knockout I've seen this year have I said, somebody's lost their life.
Your runner-ups.
Like runner-up, I don't know. It has to be Sister Cat Sorun Vise knocking out the man, because that's a badass knockout, dude.
Shit, man, your pronunciation was on point. Are you trying to give flip over his body? Are you trying to give Naoto a run for his money on the pronunciations? Nothing for something.
I almost said SSR, but then I figured I'd give it a go. How'd it work out?
It worked out well.
You did okay.
You worked out well.
Well, I'm a fucking hillbilly.
But you did all right.
I'm hillbilly land, so you gotta cut me some slack.
Yeah, well, you did better than most. I'll put it that way.
Nothing. Others upset of the year. We kind of went through him before. I guess mostly people are picking DeGale Truax. Would you agree?
I already typed it in the chat, man. I think it has to be Caleb Truax for me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think he had any kind of shot whatsoever. And he went over there and just from first bell to last bell just whipped Miguel's ass, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, bum of the year. Just the fighter just did stupid things. Though it was just shitty.
Damn, there's so many on the PBC roster.
Half of the PBC.
It's gonna get the Lions Den Boxing Club mad at me, but fuck. There's a bunch of them on that side. Maybe Amir Khan. I don't know about Amir Khan. At least Amir Khan made a move. Technically, it's this year.
Yeah, this year.
Fuck, biggest bum, man. That's hard.
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much use any criteria you want, like performances or what they did outside
not
the
fucking
ring.
fighting. Keith Thurman not fighting.
That is actually a good one.
He did get married.
He fought Garcia though. Was that in March?
Oh yeah, it was early in the year. Yeah, good call on that.
And man, I can't let you give it to Keith Thurman because he showed up in on the Japan New Year's card, so he paid
And
tribute.
hey,
So.
he did knock the
He's
dog shit out of
exempt.
Danny. I was loving that part when he knocked. I thought he was going to get a stoppage. He knocked the dog shit out of Danny Garcia.
Nothing. What's funny is I seen a quote from Danny saying like, "Oh, he really won that fight, and it's just a loss on paper." I think, yeah, that's
that
what
seals it for me. Then.
Yeah, that's what
motherfucker, dude.
That's what Mauricio Herrera thinks of his fight against Danny as well.
Yeah, Nathan, are you excited for Danny versus Bam Bam?
No, not really. I'm kind of excited to be on Twitter that night because I think it's going to be fucking hilarious. Whenever Danny Garcia doesn't stop Brandon Rios, that shit's going to go the distance.
I can see Rios giving him a lot of trouble, to be honest with you.
He's been out for a while, right? When was his last fight?
He fought twice last year, I think, but lower level opposition.
Yeah.
So he hasn't had a real fight.
No.
Who's training him? Anybody know?
Garcia.
I think his dad's training him.
Nah, it ain't Robert Garcia, dude.
No, Robert Garcia.
No fucking way. He washed his hands with that a long time ago.
Last time I read, I think it was his pops, but he might have changed.
Oh yeah, he
training with
knocked
Robert
out
Garcia.
Aaron Herrera. He knocked out Aaron Herrera, who actually just went the distance against Jesse Vargas. So that's actually not a bad win, to be honest.
So you think he's ready then?
I mean, as ready
he'll
as
get
he's gonna
Danny
be.
Garcia hell?
Rios is ready and he's not ready. You know what I mean? Like,
He got knocked out by Tim
sometimes he
Bradley,
gets
dude, to the body.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't ready for that. You know? But you know, he's one of those guys. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't. It's very fight dependent.
Hey,
if he's on his game, I think he can give Garcia a lot of trouble. I mean, Garcia's inside fighting ability is very suspect.
Well, he's got that no look left hook. He's going to hit Rios with that all fucking night.
Yeah, that retard punch.
He should.
You know what's so funny is I was actually trolling about this fight. I didn't take up 3 minutes of a fucking podcast.
See, that's your fault, bro. But just going back to...
I'm excited. I'll just say this. I'm excited for the coming up tournaments, cruiserweight and super middleweight. Super middleweight was a sleeper. I wasn't too high on that when it first started. But yeah, it's going to be real interesting. Cruiserweights, I like Dortico, so I know Jazz is going to give me some shit about that in the chat. I like Dortico's man.
Any prediction for Spence versus Lamont?
He knocked out your boy Kudryashov, so I guess you gotta give him a lip.
Kudryashov was always a glass cannon, man. I just like watching him knock people out. Oh, as far as
I do miss his fan base, man. The way that they be beating those drums while he's
why wouldn't he have a fan base? Why wouldn't he have a fan base though, dude? He knocks.
No. I'm talking about like I miss like the fan, like his particular fans.
People saying he's going to rule the division, all that shit.
Where I'm talking about with the amount of noise that they would make in his fucking fights, man. Like other than like Ricky Hatton,
the crowd were wild.
I've never seen like a crowd fucking be just like the entire crowd.
No, it's good.
Was alive.
It's a good thing.
No, I'm not saying that.
Everybody watched that car from Ghana on Saturday and was like, Ghana's the next fucking Mecca of boxing, baby. I'm going to Ghana. Go to Ghana.
The Ghana named StubHub.
Go to Ghana, you dumb motherfucker. See what happens.
That boy crowd was the shit. That was a great crowd.
You're going to come back with that fucking iPad.
Dude, Nebraska and Ghana. I think
if you go to Russia, you're probably going to come back without your iPad too, because there's some fucking savages over there as well.
Yeah, in that crowd.
I'm looking forward to the cruiserweight tournament. I want to see who you guys think wins the super middleweight tournament. All you British bros. Who do you think's got that?
I think initially when they had the roster nothing, I picked Groves, but I'm really interested to see how the Groves Eubank fight plays out, because if Eubank can make it, if Groves can make him chase him and just kind of pick him off with the counter right hand, then I think it's going to be difficult, because as much as I love Eubank, he's effective when the guy stands in front of him, but when a guy moves, like, talking about Saunders, you can give him issues, so I'm not sure. I'll still pick my original pick and stick with Groves.
So you think Groves will be on the back foot?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I think Eubank will be on the back foot.
Eubank can't fight on the back foot.
I think he's going to have to. I think he's going to have to.
That's interesting. What about you?
I think Groves is going to come for his ass.
What do you think, Leo? I know you're a Eubank till you die.
I'm a what?
A Eubank lover till you die.
Yeah, I am. Groves is a fucking mess. I watched that last fight again against Chudinov. He was a mess in that fight. And he was getting touched up by Cox as well.
Yeah, but then what happened to Cox? And what happened to
he got iced.
And what happened to Chudinov?
Got iced like he never got iced before.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That's the issue.
It's a big issue, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
all I'm saying though, he was hanging on. I don't know. Look,
did Chudinov even really test it? Chudinov didn't land shit.
He did put pressure on him though, and he did kind of rush him, but
Groves can crack.
Groves did look kind of.
But can he crack? Like
Groves is a light heavyweight, dude. Groves should be fighting a light heavyweight.
I don't know, man.
Eubank could still be fighting a middleweight. But hey, I'm
telling you, fragile as fuck. That guy. He looked so fragile in those last couple of fights.
I think Eubank Jr.'s got a chin, man.
Well, if he's got his old man's chin, which I don't think he has, because not many have had his old man's chin.
From what I've heard about Eubank, he's never ever coming close to making middleweight again. So.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, it's not just that I don't think so. I've been told I've been told from people that actually know him.
I'm not going to argue.
You got that KH scoop, huh?
Yep.
He's got that KH insider knowledge.
A man, the fucking Philippine
mafia.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Moving on up to
Philippine
mafia. Got that tri-racial knowledge. You don't fuck with that.
All right, let me jump in.
The winner of that, do you think that Callum Smith beats the German?
He should do. If he doesn't, then Smith's nowhere near as good as most people think he is.
Where's that fight? Is it in Liverpool?
It's in Germany.
No, it's in Germany.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
That's a big. Yeah.
He might get robbed.
Bramer. I mean, to be honest, Bramer.
He might just flat out.
He looked pretty good against Brandt, man.
Yeah, but Brandt was shit, man.
Brandt was shit, but Brandt's got a big right hand. What does Callum Smith got? Big right hand, and he's a big fucker. I think it's gonna be a tough fight.
He's got a decent jab.
I think Callum Smith will get to the final. I think.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be relatively close, and German judging, you can't trust it, man. It's like what Chu always says about Japanese fighters fighting outside of Japan.
You think Eddie Hearn's going to let him get 3 German judges? There's going to be.
It really doesn't matter where the judges are from. It matters where the fight is taking place. That's the thing a lot of people don't understand about that.
For the
a lot of times, hometown judging is really judges from elsewhere, but they're in the hometown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get put up in a nice hotel and get a nice meal.
Yeah, and a nice woman.
Yeah. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win the cruiserweight? Nothing. And who do you think is going to win the super middleweight?
I think Dorticos, man.
He's the dark horse.
I seriously, because he's black. Come on, man.
That's racist, Cam.
He's always a black horse.
I didn't mean it like that.
How you say horse in Cuban? How you say black horse in Cuban?
Caballo
negro.
Nothing. Gassiev, it gives me this impression of a guy that can beat people up, but he can't take a shot. I actually do think that he can get touched up by the Ricos.
Once he starts getting punched in the face, we're going to find out how tough he really is.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately,
Dorticos is like, what, 2-3 inches taller than him? He's going to be landing shots downstairs.
He's got very long arms too.
Yeah, he's going to be putting that jab in his face. We'll see. That's a real big fucking deterrent when you're trying to come through and land a big overhand right or a big left hook. You're just getting bashed in the face with a jab. That's a big deterrent, man. We'll see how fucking mentally tough he is.
And who do you favor for the super middleweight?
Super middleweight? Fuck. I've liked Bramer for a while, dude.
Bramer?
He's been locked up for like kidnapping and weapons charges and shit, man. Callum Smith never has.
I didn't realize that a criminal record added to your boxing skills.
Yeah, a lot. A lot it does. He's been. Hey, he's had this fucking fight.
I think you've been playing a little too much fighting at champions.
Has Callum Smith ever had to do that? There's a lot of mental toughness.
He's from Liverpool, bro. Liverpool's a tough
city. He quit against Cleverly.
Yeah, because Cleverly's Welsh.
That's not a good.
Strongest
that's not a good look.
Yeah, you don't know what the Welsh have been through. Being an Englishman.
Yeah, I've been repressing.
No, seriously though. Hey, seriously, man, the super middleweight tournament, it's really good because it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's up in the air for what I know.
Yeah, it is.
I don't personally know. I favor Eubank.
I could honestly see Chris Eubank Jr. going like 10, 11 rounds and just putting it on George Groves when he runs out of gas and stopping him. I could see George Groves landing a fucking shot like he landed on Carl Froch, who had the best
and icing him, yeah.
And knocked him right on his fucking ass. 2 rounds. But George Groves was stupid at that time and didn't go for it in the 3rd round or was listening to who he had in the fucking Badu Jack fight, and he got pissed off after that fight because he needed them to tell him in Las Vegas on a TMT show that he needed a knockout to win that fucking fight after he'd been dropped in the 2nd round. George Groves is a dumb fighter, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's if
he scores a knockdown and has someone in his corner telling him sorry to cut you off. But if he scores a knockdown and then the next round the person in his corner says go for it, knock this motherfucker out, and he knocks him out, all right, I wouldn't be surprised. But if they leave it up to him, he's going to fucking back off just like Billy Joe Saunders backed off against David Lemieux and Andy Lee. There's some fighters that are just they'll fucking shithouse, man.
Well, and I question Groves' mental toughness as well. You know,
Yeah.
I just think when he gets when somebody's really like standing up to him, he goes into a dark place, and you know he's shown some stamina issues. I just think Eubank's going to get to him late, and
it's the curse of the ginger man.
Man, maybe not finish him off, but I think he'll win a close fight.
That could happen, dude.
All right,
the super middleweight's tough for me to tell, man. Really,
no problem.
But
because like what Eubank lacks in skill, he makes up for in tenacity. Like he has a fighter's will. You know, he wants to win. He wants to do damage to you.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to
He
kill
has a big
too
ego,
much.
and that sometimes helps.
I don't want to kill too much time on this show because obviously I think we'll try and do one before the Groves Eubank fight. So just going back to the awards, nothing for something. Anything else you want to talk about?
Prospect.
Oh,
I want to
no,
hear
man.
his prospect of the year.
prospect of the year, fucking
You can just make something up.
Jerwin and Cajas. I just want to say the name.
He's a champion.
Nice.
No, I like that Nico dude, Nico Hernandez.
Nico
that came from
Hernandez?
Kansas.
Yeah, he's nice, man.
That.
Very good.
Never mind. Never mind. I don't know enough about it to even say it.
What about robbery of the year?
I'll watch all of it. Who?
Robbery of the year?
Robbery of the year. Murata, dude, he got fucked.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against that one.
No problem. Nothing for something. Do you want to stay on, and we can just go through some news and then previews?
No, dude. No, I don't want to take it too much more of the time. I'm gonna fuck.
Are you
I'll
sure?
just chill, listen to the rest of it. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh,
it was
man.
good to chop it up with you guys.
No, it's great
Thanks,
to have you on
nothing.
the show as well, man. Thanks for your time.
All right.
Hey, nothing. Have you been on any other podcast?
No, this is the first one I've ever been on, dude. First time my voice has ever been heard.
Or you're first?
We were
So you
Yeah.
from Virginia? Dylan, thank you so much.
Thanks.
I knew you fucking say something weird like that. You homoerotic motherfucker.
Thanks. I just like making people feel awkward.
All right. Hey, that's where I'm going to leave you all. I'll listen to the rest of it.
All right,
Thank
thank you,
you,
Dustin. All right, Lim, start with you. Valdez Quigg got announced. We had a discussion the other day, a private one. But what's your thoughts on the fight?
I just want to say, man, it was nice talking to Nothing, because I thought Nothing was going to come on and like, be this fucking creepy motherfucker, even creepier than me, but he's completely normal, man. So there goes that. But regarding the Quigg Valdez fight, I like that a lot. I think it's a great stylist job. I know Quigg's really limited, like he's shown against Valdez is limited too. You know, Valdez is aggressive fuck, and obviously he's very fun to watch because he is so aggressive. But I think that's actually a good stylistic.
Lim, your line's getting really bad. I don't know if you want to hang up and call back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it any better?
Up for a bit.
It's a bit better now, yeah.
No, I was just saying stylistically, I think that's actually a pretty good fight for Quigg. Valdez is obviously going to trade. He's going to be, within range for Quigg. And I think Quigg is a pretty good fighter, as long as he's like a complete retard like he did against Frampton and not open up until the seventh round. I think he'll be in a pretty good situation. And the only thing that concerns me about this fight is his jaw. So I think it's a pretty even fight, but I would have to favor Valdez just because I don't know what the situation is like with his jaw at this moment.
Leon, what do you think?
It's a great fight. Credit to Quigg for taking that fight, or for both of them to take it, because I think potentially it could be one of it might not be fight of the year, but it could have round of the year in it easily, because they're both gonna trade, aren't they?
Yeah, it's gonna be bombs away in the pocket.
Yeah, I'm fully up for this fight. Like, I think it's great, and he's gone over to America and he's taken the first big fight that's come along. So we can't criticize him for his choices. He seems to be, made the right choice for his career, because he's got another big fight. I mean, it might not be super, super big in the sense to casuals and stuff, but for us hardcores, this is a perfect fight.
Yeah. Only thing that concerns me is, I mentioned in that last fight he had in Monte Carlo that he's trying to be this different Scott Quigg that just walks people down and, takes a shot to give a shot. And if he does that against Valdez, he's getting knocked the fuck out. I think
But Freddie wasn't there, was he? So you'd like to think that Freddie might have.
It shouldn't make a difference, though, Leon. Like, Quigg's been in the game long enough, for you to have a game plan and stick to it. But
he's a simpleton.
I think, personally, he'll go back to, even though he's not with Tesco Joe, I think he'll go back to the Gallagher game plan of do nothing for 6 rounds, high guard, and try and hope that Valdez just wears himself out by loading up on every punch, which he does, and just, trades in the pocket and maybe just tries to let him use up his energy and maybe pick it up in the second half of the fight. I think that's the only tactic he can realistically use, because I think if he tries to trade head-to-head with Valdez, I think he's coming off second best. Neil, have you got any thoughts?
Quigg.
But we've all never seen Valdez really get tested by a really... I wouldn't call Quigg a heavy puncher, but have we seen him fight against like a stylistic matchup like Quigg presents?
Mariaga, I think, would probably be... Mariaga, I think...
More skillful, though.
And there was rounds where Mariaga, really put it on him and pushed him back, so...
Yeah. Mariaga is one of the hardest punchers at that weight.
Well, there goes my case. I just like Quigg's body punches. I think that's the only way he wins this fight, actually. So.
Yeah, well, that and also the fact that Valdez, I think he's shown a bit of stamina issues as well as kind of lack of focus at times. Like he almost kind of reminds me of James DeGale in a way where it's like he'll land a couple of nice shots and then he'll do that kind of step away from the action. But
he doesn't set anything up.
It's not, and it's not a step away
really
where he's completely out of danger. Like if you keep, if you're able to just take that one step forward and keep throwing at him, he can be hit. It's really just a matter of if Quigg's able to kind of survive that early onslaught that Valdez always gives to every opponent that he fights. And,
right.
If he gets in the later rounds, it could get real interesting. Ultimately, I favor Valdez, though, just because Quigg is, I don't know, it's almost like he tries to utilize like a winky right game plan, just high guard and press you. And, doing that against a big puncher is really not the best idea. Even the way Rinky Wright did it, which was a more skillful way than what Quigg does, he lost against the big punchers that he fought. Jermaine Taylor and Fernando Vargas, amongst others. So,
yeah.
Any other points, or should we move on?
No, let's move on.
Just quickly on a side note, Naota and Lim, what's the StubHub like in March? Is it starting to warm up in March, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking warm in LA right now, dude.
I was gonna say it's warm. It's pretty
Dude,
warm.
what the
right now.
fuck?
It's like,
It was 100 degrees like
over here right now.
it was like 100 degrees in fucking when the World Series was on, bro.
Shit.
Oh shit.
Alright, just a quick one. I don't think we'll last long on this. And Dillian White versus Lucas Brown on the 24th of March in London. I saw Eddie put a tweet out when it got announced, and he wrote, "Done deal. Quite frankly, this is going to be violent. Dillian White versus Lucas Brown is on O2 Arena March 24 live on Sky Sports Boxing." And Chemo commented on the retweet, and he says, "Oh, just a sloppy mess." And that kind of sums it up for me. I think that's what it'll be. It'll just be two big fat heavyweights leaning on each other, and it's just going to be one of those fights we were mentioning before, where it's one of your least favourite fights of the whole year. Don't know if you guys have got anything to add.
I think Brown's going to brutally ice him.
I hope he does.
It'd be hilarious.
I think Lucas Brown fucking sucks ass, and he's
terrible at boxing. But he still might.
Well, and even his knockout record is really inflated as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
he knocked out an
terribly
ancient
inflated.
Shagayev, and it took 9 rounds for him to knock out Julius Long, who, he's the ex-basketball player who transitioned into boxing. He's 7'1". But he makes Seth Mitchell look like fucking Joe Louis.
It's going to be a horrible fight, Cam. It's going to be everything that I love about heavyweight boxing, it letting itself down.
Yeah,
Lucas Brown is just one of the creepiest boxers, I think, at present. He just looks really weird.
Yeah, he does.
So he looks like nothing but somebody's cousin.
For the fight. He reminds me, like, when I travel to Thailand or Cambodia, Aussies who try to pick up on girls like 20 years younger than him. Like, that's what he reminds me of.
I recently watched that new Will Smith film that's on Netflix called
Bright.
Bright, yeah.
Bright.
Lucas Brown looks like an orc.
He does.
He does indeed.
Can we talk about AJ? AJ's next fight?
Yeah, I was going to say we were going to transition to the other heavyweight fight, so go ahead, Dan. It's been announced AJ versus Joseph Parker, unification at the Welsh Stadium. So what's your thoughts?
I think AJ starches him.
A few rounds? Quick?
I think it all depends on what kind of Parker shows up. If Parker, tries to play it safe, I can see it going, fairly late. And maybe even... Actually, no, I don't think there is. I think AJ's going to knock him out for sure. So I'm going to go like 9th round stoppage. Do you guys know what the reach difference is going to be like between those two?
I can have a look, see if BoxRec got anything even the most accurate. BoxRec have Parker at 76 inches and Josh at 82.
You just think Joshua just physically, it's just, obviously we don't know how fucking big the guy is.
I was going to say, that's kind of funny because, Joshua's arms really don't even look that long. I think a lot of that is probably just his fucking torso.
How bulky he is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas Parker looks like he has relatively long arms for his body.
What do you think, Naota, of the fight?
Ultimately, I think Joshua's just a class above Parker, but I think Parker can give him some pretty interesting things to think about, at least from a technical sense. But I think once Parker really starts landing, once Joshua starts landing, I'd say he probably takes him out 8 rounds or something like that.
Leo, your favorite division?
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting because I don't think him being that much smaller than AJ is a particular issue, because I think if he can do some of the stuff that what's his name did to him in the last fight, it could give him some issues. But I imagine AJ will get to him in the end. But it'll be interesting.
The wild card in it is if Parker goes to AJ's body.
Yeah.
Because Dillian went to the body.
He's not a great inside fighter, is he?
Dillian went to the body and he had moderate success, but no one else has really done that to Joshua.
Yeah. Well, Parker, I've seen Parker throw some pretty hard body shots, and really dissuade a lot of guys. So, that coupled with Joshua's huffing and puffing sometimes, that may make the fight a bit more competitive than a lot of people think it would be.
I haven't
from
seen.
a business perspective.
Has there been any press conferences or anything, Cam? Because I only saw one headline from Boxing Scene where AJ was being all weird about there being no post-fight handshake and stuff. That's the only thing. Has he got an issue with Parker?
I think it's just bullshit beef just to build it up a bit.
Yeah. Trying to sell his fight.
Yeah, because like Parker said
videos titled "Wow."
Yeah, exactly. Like IFL are gonna have the caps lock fully depressed when they record their interviews. But Parker said stuff about him being like the king of roids and blah blah blah, and he's got a glass chin, and it's just all bullshit, man. Like they'll be shaking hands and hugging each other after the fight. So
Joseph Parker give him some coupons to go to Burger King.
Exactly, get that discount. But anything else?
But to be fair, it's the best fight AJ could have made with what's going on, you know, with Wilder Ortiz happening.
Yeah, well, so. I wanted to mention that, Leon.
You got to say that's the best thing he could have done.
Yeah, business-wise, if you look at Eddie and you think, well, if Deontay manages to get to Parker beforehand, then he's going to have more leverage when it comes to negotiations. So if AJ's got three of the 4 major titles and Wilder's got 1, then they've got, you know, the whole deck to play with, where Wilder would have to come over here. He'll have to take the smaller amount of the purse. So it just this fight made sense, even though they were kind of and about the split beforehand. I'm talking about the Joshua AJ fight, but obviously they've met in the middle somewhere. The fight's happening. It makes sense.
Cam, in some senses, AJ's career is almost in its final stages.
Why would you say that? I mean?
Because the next 3-4 fights will probably be his biggest fights he ever has.
That's fair.
Bigger than Klitschko?
Well, no, I think it could be his biggest year in boxing, because if he wins them all, he'll have all the belts, and that's. Yeah. And it's defending them. This could be his biggest year.
Then it'd be like
getting towards the end of almost getting towards the end of, you know, your boxer's final statement in the sport.
In the sense of where like Klitschko's last 10 years was just fighting bummy mandatories. You mean? You think he can clear out the division where there's no one going to be there to test him?
I was actually just going to mention it. It just shows you how shallow the weight class is.
Yeah, it is. I think he could be done in 6 fights maximum, Cam.
And then
just crazy considering how young he is.
And then Daniel Dubois can take it over, Leon.
He is. That's 3 years from now.
Yeah.
I think he'll be retired in 3 years.
And then our boy Dubois can take it over.
Because he will want to retire undefeated, won't he? That'll be the aim, and he knows that can't go on.
Yeah. All right.
It's all dependent on Tyson Fury, man.
It is because I'm thinking it'll be. I'm hoping it'll be Parker, someone in the middle, a little one in the middle, Wilder, little one Tyson, and then that could be it.
And then he gets starched by Daniel Dubois. Triple D.
Well, we'll see about that. But but other than that, there's no one coming up right now, is there? There's not someone you're thinking who could be his big fights. There's only Tyson, Ortiz, this one.
Come on, bro! You're forgetting about Adam Kownacki, that fat white dude from who fought in the States.
Kownacki, yeah, he's fighting this weekend, isn't he?
He's an OG. He's going to take the division over, bro.
Let's see.
He might.
All right, let's move on. What else have we got? Frampton Donaire. Like, I like this fight. I think it's okay. The fact that
I like Jamie Law.
The fact that it's going up against this Hearn card with Khan making his reappearance after 5 years on British soil isn't really good for British boxing. But the fight itself, Donaire Frampton, Donaire's washed his performance, especially against. What's the guy with the yellow mop called?
Jesse Magdaleno?
Yeah, he was dire in that fight.
How is this a good fight, dude?
I like it. What's wrong with it? It's a decent fight. Both guys are kind of on the slide, so...
Yeah, but Donaire's slide compared to Frampton's slide, they're not comparable.
I'm telling you now, Donaire is going to send Ireland to hell. Donaire is going to ice him.
I think
clean.
They're comparable.
Nah, I think Frampton beats him easy, but I think...
He's going to get iced.
I think it'd be fun.
Donaire sends Ireland to hell.
Why are you hating on Carl all of a sudden these days, bro? What did Carl do to you?
No, nothing. I'm just fucking around. But yeah, I'm still going. I'm still riding hard with Donaire icing him.
Lim,
that pick will not change.
Lim, what's your problem then? It's the fact that Donaire's so on the slide that it's not a good fight.
Exactly. Like just a year ago, I mean, Frampton versus Santa Cruz was at. Well, I mean, I guess that was almost 2 years now, but I don't know. When I think of Frampton, I don't equate Frampton with like somebody outside of the contender range. Like I think he still has enough to be have at least one belt in that weight class. I mean, you should not be fighting Donaire, man.
I thought he looked like dog shit against this last guy.
He looked Garcia. Like dog shit in his last fight.
He really probably should have lost that fucking fight.
But I mean, Donaire though, man. Like I thought Donaire was retired.
Well, and Donaire's got a huge left hook, and Frampton is liable to be hit if you throw with him.
This seems like one of those fights, like a retirement type of like, just, you know, these two guys are kind of on the out, whereas I don't agree. Whereas, yeah, I don't think Frampton should be taking this fight. I don't know.
All right.
I mean, ultimately, Frampton should win the fight. You know, he's the bigger guy. It's more his natural weight class than Donaire's. You know, if anything, Frampton should probably, you know, maybe even be fighting at 130 as opposed to Donaire really leaving his best behind at 118 and 122. But I think it's interesting. You know, I think I think it's going to wind up looking a lot like Walters versus Donaire, to be honest with you, in terms of the action that we see.
Anyone else? All right, Leon.
No.
Your thoughts on Khan signing with Fast Eddie?
Ugh. They're made for each other. It's perfect. I was just saying to Chemo, Khan's his second biggest star now. Instantly.
And you can't really argue with that, because if you look through his roster...
Instantly.
If you look through his roster, like, who's he really got?
Is Khan really popular in the UK still?
Say that again?
Is Khan really that popular in the UK still?
Well, he's known. If I said it if you were talking to random people in the street, he would be number 1 or 2 boxers that they can name in the country. Still can.
Yeah, that's true.
To the cold casual, like if he can get good fights, they can make some money together. So that's probably. I just wonder if he will get him the good fights.
I think. What's your thoughts on this 3-fight deal? Like, for me, if you're Hearn, you had to make him sign something to say he's fighting Brook. Like, there's no other way you would sign him up, wouldn't you? Really? Like,
so two filler fights, then Brook in the third.
I think he would have. I think he would have made him sign something like that, even though they've not come out and said it. But if I'm Hearn, he's fighting Brook.
Yeah. It only makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking 2 filler fights, then Brook in the third, because Brook has a fight coming up already too against Rapchenko.
Yeah, and you know Khan, like if he has these 2 fights comfortable at welterweight, then he's gonna drag Brook down. He'd have to, because that's the only advantage he's really gonna have over him, I think. But I just think it's a bit of desperation from Khan. Eddie's talked so much shit about him over the years, like how Cal's gonna knock him out. Shit. And then at the press conference, oh yeah, it's just a banter, it's just backs and forth. I agree with you, Leon. I think they're made for each other. Khan's on the kind of twilight of his career now. I think he's just going to be about cashing out as much as he can. And yeah, like there was talk in the interview after the press conference that, you know, it is a 3-fight deal, but if it goes well, they can extend it. But it's just collecting money now, Leon. I remember for years he said like he was more popular in the States and that's why he's based himself, and now he's saying, oh, I want to fight back at home, like British boxing's so big here now. No, it's because you don't sell out stadiums in the States, your viewing figures in the States aren't that good, so that's why you're coming back home.
Exactly, you're coming back for the money. You wouldn't trust either of them with your wife, would you? Eddie or Khan, like they're just a pair of fucking. They've got no fucking moral fibre between them, really, have they?
No. Lim, any thoughts on this?
They're perfect for each other.
No, I just think Khan is one of the biggest jokes in boxing in boxing history, and that's another big L for you, man. I used to remember the day you flew over to Vegas to watch him get sparked against Canelo. So
you told me to fly over for that fight, bro. It's on you.
I mean, you were, when we first started this show, like, Khan was your hero.
He wasn't my hero, but I was a fan.
How much he's fallen.
But, you know, like, when you're like a British Pakistani and there's, like, no other British Pakistanis in the game, then you're gonna kind of flow towards the one that's well known and quite popular. And at the time, like, he had a good run.
You
man.
don't have to justify yourself to this person. Cam.
That's true, man. Why am I fuck you, Lynn?
Drag you down this hole.
Yeah, fuck you, Lynn.
You could have rooted for Uzi Ahmed, man.
Nah, man, I'm on Mohammed Wasim at the moment, Neil. But my problem is, I was looking at his box rec. It says his nationality is from South Korea. Like, when did he get that passport?
Yeah, no, he's been based out of there his whole pro career.
Shit, man. So
I have
because he's signed with a Korean promoter. He trains in Vegas though. We'll see.
In terms of Saddam Ali, or not Saddam Ali, but Amir Khan. Wow, that sounded really racist. But
really
for the two filler fights, do you think he's just going to fight bums? Because I was hearing rumors about him versus Broner, which I think is a really fun fight.
That's a good fight, man. I mean, it'll be entertaining at least.
I won't mind that fight. If that happens, I think that'll be the second one. The first one's going to be just the easy, someone to get his ring rust off. And I don't foresee him having a hard first fight with Hearn.
Yeah, it'll be someone who's fallen out of the top 10.
I know Kimo kind of joked to me and tweeted me about Sammy Vasquez, and I did read something about that, and I wouldn't even be surprised because
but that kind of level.
Yeah, I could see him Sammy Vasquez because Khan's always good against southpaws, and I think he could probably look good against Vasquez.
What about a Collazo rematch?
Collazo too, yeah.
How about Khan versus? You know what would be a fucking amazing fight? Khan versus Victor Ortiz. Me up for that shit.
Ortiz is fighting Devin, bro.
Knock him out.
Ortiz fighting Devin soon. Devin the dude.
Shit.
And hey, if Ortiz beats Devin, then maybe.
Give him the. Oh, man.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. I agree with you, though. That'd be fun to watch.
Fucking Ortiz might knock him out on accident.
All right.
Or he might quit.
Any other pieces of news? Any fights got made that you guys want to talk about?
What did you mean? What do you think? How do you think Eddie Hearn's treated O'Hara Davis recently?
I'm not getting into this.
You're not going to drag it? No, I shouldn't. No, I just thought it was fucking mental to kick him off the show like crazy, man.
Oh, what about
that fucking thing just got abused, man.
Go ahead.
That was a fucked up situation.
What are you guys talking about?
You don't want to know.
O'Hara Davies. They got into some big controversy. It's largely like a UK thing, like a domestic UK thing.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to do with a football club, but he said caused offence, but he didn't know what he was fucking talking about.
It's a very long story to actually get into it.
But the point is, Eddie Hearn has had drug cheats, people who've been charged with domestic violence, the list goes on and on. But this is the guy they discipline for a hashtag which was misconstrued by both sides, and he gets banned for this.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit,
free
man.
O'Hara. Free O'Hara.
I'm not defending either guy. I just think that O'Hara's done a lot of stupid shit so far, and he said a lot of stupid things, and I think this is I think this is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, and Eddie's more wary about it because he put so many shows on Liverpool, so I think that's why
he upset his mates. That's why he got rid of him.
Yeah, most likely.
I just thought it was fucking mental.
Well, did you read he's not training with Sims now as well?
Good. Sims is shit. That's a fucking fantastic decision. That's the best decision he's ever made.
Come on, bro.
I hope he does leave.
I do like his interviews though.
Davies. I just thought it was messed up, like how they dealt with him, and like he got a shit ton of abuse back, but that seemed to be okay with some people. So,
what about rumors about Crawford versus Horn?
Well, it looks like they might be signed now, so that's good.
Yeah.
I like the fight.
Good fight.
That's his first fight at 147.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good fight for him because Horn's massive.
Yeah,
but, for all his limitations, he's a big dude.
Yeah, perfect.
It is, but I mean, they also might be kind of catching him at the right time, struggling to make weight and all
Yeah. That's a good jump up fight. I don't think anyone can have any complaints with that.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Horn didn't just vacate the title because honestly, I think that probably would have worked better for everybody involved. For Horn because he could have just fought at 154 in Australia against Mundine or went after Ali, and then they would have had Crawford versus Pacquiao for the vacant title and all that shit. So I'm actually kind of surprised that the fight's happening. But
I don't think Pac would have fought him either way, and I think it was a pride thing. I think Horn fought so hard to kind of get the title. I don't think he was going to give it up for nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, he's going to be screwed either way, though, because there's no way he's winning the decision against Terence Crawford.
I think Crawford probably.
There's no way There's no way he beat Crawford.
No, well, here's the thing. Like, I think that it's in the realm of possibility that he could beat Crawford. I don't think that it's likely to happen. But even in the event that he's able to make it a close fight and quote unquote win a close fight, there's no way in hell he's getting a decision over Terence Crawford. Not only because of the fact that, Crawford is the A-side fighter, the top rank and all that shit, but also because of the fact that Teddy Atlas has it implanted in people and this whole bullshit-ass backlash from the Pacquiao scorecards. And oftentimes when there's a sense that a fighter has gotten an unjust decision, it'll carry over into the judging of their next fight.
Yeah, that is a precedent that happens quite often, doesn't it?
Yeah. Lewis versus Holyfield 1 and 2 is probably the best example of it.
I don't know, man. I just think Crawford is so damn good that it's kind of crazy to say this, but the only guy that I'm worried about him at 147 is Errol motherfucking Spence.
And that's why that fight will never happen. Never. Ever.
It needs to.
It's never gonna happen.
It needs to.
Never, ever?
If it doesn't happen, I don't want to sound too negative, but that means that the sport is fucking shit, man.
Never happen, so it won't. Because Spence will fuck Crawford up.
I disagree with that.
Spence will be gone by the time that comes around.
All right, we got enough. We got enough time to discuss this fight whenever it's going to take place. So should we get on to previews? Because obviously now as being monthly, we got to preview quite a few fights. So
go on then.
All right, so this weekend I guess is a big, decent fight. Errol Spence Jr. versus Lamont Peterson. Lim, you kick us off.
The crazy thing though, the odds in Vegas right now are like 18-1.
That's not an 18-1 fight, is it?
Exactly. But at the same time, though, are any of you guys giving Lamont a chance?
I'm not giving him a chance, but I think he causes him issues for the first half of the fight.
What, fighting on the back foot?
Yeah, just very negative, defensive, just trying to pick him off with counters. Because Errol, as I said earlier, he kind of struggled in the first half against Brooks. Only started to wear him down.
Yeah, but Brooke is on another level when it comes to boxing.
Yeah. Brooke was kind of matching him physically too. Spence had never really
the thing
fought
too
that
with
before.
Brooke actually engaged in that in the early parts of that fight when he had to, whereas Lamont versus Danny, when he was successful fighting on the back foot, just ran, but he just kind of circled around the ring. So they're two very different things. I think
but he circled around that ring and then he walked him down for 6 rounds and beat the shit out of him.
Well, I know.
Spence cuts off the ring better than Danny.
I'm choosing that part of the fight because if he wants to actually chase him down like he did against Danny, he's going to get fucking murked against Errol.
Anyone else?
So his only choice is to be negative.
I picked Spence to win this fight, but I think Peterson gives him trouble because I think he's also a good inside fighter. I think he's got a good inside game. One of the better ones in that division, actually. So I think
it's technically better than Spence's is.
Yeah, he's very defensive as well on the inside. Better. He's very defensive on the inside, so he doesn't mind being in there because he doesn't get touched up a lot in there. So I think it's a very good fight for Spence. If he can go Brooke, Peterson, and then on to the next one, it's a good win because I think he won that Danny fight clear. For me, clear. Like Danny, it wasn't even close. I think I had 9-3 to Peterson in the end. I think he's a good fighter. It's a good fight. This I picked Spence to win it, but I think he'll give him issues.
By decision?
Don't think he'll hurt him or anything. I think he might stop him late or decision, but more likely to go with decision because I think he's good defensively, Peterson.
That is the one thing about Spence. Like Ken mentioned earlier when we were talking about his fight against Brooke, is that he doesn't. I don't think he adjusts as quickly as some other fighters do. So I think that gives Peterson a chance to kind of have success in this fight. The thing is, his physicality is just so overwhelming that I just don't know if there's anyone at that weight division right now who can actually take that shit from him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ultimately, I think Peterson will give Spence like trouble probably for the first round and a half or maybe 2 rounds. But, basically once Spence kind of gets his timing together and, is able to combine that with just his sheer physical force, it's going to be curtains for Peterson.
Like, for me, I love Spence's technique so much. Just the way that he follows through with his punches is fucking beautiful, man. Like, the way that he trains when he's hitting mitts is exactly how he throws his punches in the actual fight. And I love that. I mean, every single one of his punches just has so many bad intentions within it. That I love watching Spence fight, and it's a goddamn shame that we only got to watch him once last year. So, one of my biggest wishes for this upcoming year is that he has 3 fights at least, because he's too damn good not to.
Yeah, Wasif made a good point in the chat about Lucas Matthysse, because I'm interested to see how he reacts to a clean shot from Spence, because I'm having visions of him rolling over in the ring when he fought Lucas. So, we shall see.
Yeah, but he did something he was poor defensively in that fight.
Yeah, he's kind of like he tried to show too much bravado.
It's very weird what he did in that fight.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was a tempo shot that he got knocked out by, right? Against Matthysse. It was like a really awkward punch.
He dropped his hands. If I remember right.
Well, he was trying to back Matthysse up and like trying to fight on the inside with him. That was just a bad move because he was walking right into his power.
Yeah.
So he threw a hook with him and he got laid out basically. Yeah.
All right. Anything else regarding this fight?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think that'll probably make him a little bit more mindful and defensive in this fight because he's already been knocked out before. So I think he'll survive longer than he did in the Matthysse fight. But still, Spence brings the same kind of physical force that Matthysse did, albeit I'd say with a little bit more skill and but also a little more patience too. So I think it'll go a few rounds before Spence finally takes him out.
Okay, undercard fight. I don't really want to spend too much time on it because we have burnt quite a few minutes. But Robert Easter versus Javier Fortuna. It's interesting because Fortuna, he wasn't really the biggest dude at 130, and at 135, his style's quite awkward. He's a southpaw. Robert Easter's very tall, very rangy, uses his length well, and I can't really see Fortuna beating Easter, to be honest.
Damn, the size difference in that fight camp.
It's crazy.
The height difference is not really that much of a size difference. Fortuna weighs a lot.
Jeez Louise.
What do you guys think?
I think that Easter is a very skilled fighter, but I think he's a little bit overrated by some people. I think he's going to have a lot of trouble with Fortuna.
Dude, I was typing in Easter versus on Google, and the first result was Easter versus Christmas. So I immediately Easter is less celebrated in some aspects, but more in others. It certainly is a more religious holiday.
I'm more of an Easter guy. I'm more of an Easter guy.
You just want chocolate eggs.
The only way I'm going to watch this fight, Cam, is if it's on the Brown Sugar app. Is this fight going to be on the Brown Sugar app? Does the Brown Sugar app work in Paris?
I think you might have to pay for the premium plan in order to get this fight on.
This is
Showtime,
baby.
How do you say Brown Sugar in French, Leon?
Say that again?
How do you say brown sugar in French? Might have to look it up here.
Oh, sucre is sugar, but I don't know the word for brown.
Racist.
Anyway.
I'm definitely an Easter guy. I'm bang up for Easter. Guilty.
You don't like Christmas too much. Wait, the fight or the holiday?
The historical stuff I like. Guilty. Nail him up.
All right, let's get this off the religious tangent, and should we move on?
Yes.
I guess next in the calendar after that, Saturday the 27th, we discussed it a couple of weeks ago. Matthysse versus the undefeated, I think he's from Thailand, is he? Yep, he is. Tewa Kirim and Jorge Linares fighting Mercito guess though, I haven't really got much to say. I did plan to kind of watch something on these two opponents, but I just didn't get around to it. So I can't really give my opinion. I just think it's just bad matchmaking from Golden Boy at the moment. I know the stable's weak as fuck, and they're trying to just spread him out thin, but Linares should be in a big fight. Matisse should be in a big fight. Like,
well, Matisse is in a big fight. The winner of this
no,
is the
Matisse
WBA
one I
champion.
understand. That fight is defensible. Linares versus Mercito Hesta is not defensible.
Yeah, it's not. Hesta's not very good at all. He lost to Carlos Molina, the smaller Carlos Molina, a few years back, and also lost to Miguel Vasquez. Well, actually, you know what? He got a draw against Molina. My bad, but he really lost that fight. And Matisse's opponent, Kiram, a.k.a. Terachai Katingningjem, which is what they're going to announce him as.
You're picking him, right?
Say what?
You're picking him?
Well, if he's able to, I don't know how good his chin is. If he's able to take Matisse's shots, he's going to beat Matisse's ass. Stylistically, he'll be all wrong for Matisse if he's able to take a punch. But it's really just a matter of if he's able to.
By Sadi Cop or Cop Can Cop?
Azul Cop. All right, let's move on.
But I don't know anything about this guy now. I tried to look him up on YouTube. I know most of his fights were in Thailand. He had a couple in Laos. Is he, so outside of his, I guess, punch resistance, like, is he like a mid-range fighter, inside fighter?
He has a very strong jab. I mean, he has like a more like orthodox kind of textbook style. You know, throws a lot of jabs, sets up power shots behind it. Throws really hard body shots. But he looks like he's a very kind of physically big guy for 147. Like,
I noticed that
he's
too.
One of those. Yeah, he looks like one of those guys, you know, like almost like a Brook or a Spence, where like, you know, he definitely cuts some serious weight to make it, and he just looks very strong in there. Like the guys that I've seen him, like he'll be landing his punches, and even if they're not necessarily landing cleanly, he'll be like moving his opponent, like physically just moving him around the ring. So.
Yeah. All right, man.
Anything else? Nope. Same night in Latvia, in Riga, Marius Briedis faces Alexander Usyk. I've said it for like years, man. Like, I always had a kind of asterisk next to Briedis. He impressed me on a few occasions, but there was something I didn't like about him. And his last fight against Mike Perez. Yeah, Mike Perez's fight was awful, man.
Was it the Perez fight? Yeah, God.
It's one of the that we're talking about awards. That could have went down as one of the worst fights, because that was horrible. And I think
that
Usyk,
was dreadful.
I think Usyk, you know, he does his technique of just like lots of punches, but not much weight behind him early on, and then slowly he'll just start putting it on Briedis. But I don't think he'll stop him. I think it'll go to the decision and kind of be like an 8-4 kind of fight, I think. But you guys?
It'll be interesting to see if Briedis lets it all hang out, because he's not going to be able to do what he did against Perez and bully him around the ring and do this stuff. Like, Usyk's too good on his feet to be caught up in that stuff.
He seems like a guy that'll just play it safe, though. Like, I don't think he's going to go out.
He's going to have to let it all go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Usyk's just going to be a little bit too quick on the draw for him. It's going to be like Brady's playing catch up the whole time. Although he does have a really good right hand that I think he'll land repeatedly on Usyk, and will probably in the post fight be like, yeah, you know, Usyk, like, he's better than all these other guys, but like there's serious flaws that you could see in his style, where if somebody is just a little bit more physically apt, they could really take advantage of it. But ultimately, I think Usyk's going to be a little bit too swift and agile for him.
Liam, any thoughts, or should we move on?
No, I thought you were talking about Briedis Prescott for a second, though. That's right. See everything. Well,
nightmares for Khan again.
Briedis. Yeah.
All right.
I fuck with Dorticos, though, man. I'm team Dorticos in the cruiserweight division.
Okay. Saturday the 3rd,
cool.
Top Rank have a card on ESPN. Quick turnaround for German Ancas against Israel Gonzalez. And Gilberto Ramirez is fighting Habib Ahmed. Like, when is Ramirez going to fight anyone half decent since he became a belt holder? Like, his opposition.
Who did he win that title off of?
Alpha
Abraham.
Yeah. in one of Abe's worst performances, he just got basically schooled by this guy that wasn't even that good.
God damn,
he's got no one to fight. Bob Aaron's got no one for him to fight.
I mean, who's that 168?
They're just going down the WBO rankings, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if you're not in that tournament, like, you're fucked.
Yep.
No, not necessarily. I mean, Benavidez is doing all right.
Yeah, it's just he's not going to fight. I mean, they should try and get the Truax fight, shouldn't they? Try and pay him to fight him.
Do you think that'd be like one of the worst unifications in the world?
Possibly, but they could put, that would make the most sense. If I was Arum, I'd put money on that because you don't know if Truax has got that in him again. I
think Truax is going to get big money for a rematch, though.
I think Ramirez is a good fighter, though. It's really just he doesn't have good opponents lined up for him. But it's a lot of it is just he's just way better than these guys.
I used to like him, but he doesn't sit down in his punches enough. He plays it safe too much. Like he'll kind of just tip tap you away from the outside, but he won't kind of.
I mean, he doesn't. But I mean, there's a difference between being aesthetic and being effective, and he's definitely very effective. So.
What do you think?
It's hard for me to picture somebody like clearly beating the guy.
Yeah. All right.
And when he fights a good guy, he might just have to step on it a bit more, so that might bring the best out of him. Because I don't think he's fought enough good guys. That's the issue.
I'd love to see him against Benavidez, man, because I think ultimately, like, they kind of cancel some of each other's best attributes out, and that would be a really good fight between those two.
The one thing about Ramirez, he looks fucking sturdy at that weight, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks solid. He doesn't look like a...
He has some of the skinniest legs I've ever seen in my life.
I haven't really taken a close look at his legs, but he always looks...
Johnny Bravo by...
That's the
I'm not trying to sound weird like I have all show, but his legs are extremely skinny, like Deontay Wilder level skinny, so I am worried about his punch resistance, but I don't know. What about my boy Caleb Plant, man? What do you guys think about my boy?
No one's heard of him.
All right.
But I'll just mention too. I don't really know very much about Ankala's opponent, Israel Gonzalez. He's mainly fought kind of domestic level guys like tomato cans in Mexico. So
you're an expert on these lower weight classes.
I mean, the best opponent that he's fought was a former champion from 108. But 108 and 115. I mean, we've seen how things can go when you move up that much. So I think he's beating up a smaller guy. So against Ankala,
props in for the quick turnaround because he only fought Jamie Conlon in like mid-November, was it? So at least he's fighting regularly.
Yeah, I mean, props to him for that, but also non-props or negative props to him for blatantly avoiding Naoya Inoue for an entire year.
Anyways, going up now. He's gonna get scooped by Tete soon, so that's all good.
Well, Tete's on the shelf now. Well, I wasn't sure if you've seen that news. He got a quote unquote injury, so now the fight between him and Narvaez isn't until April.
But I was surprised you were late, man. I saw that a couple of days ago. You must be busy at work or something, bro.
Well, you didn't mention it on the show, so I did. Sounds like you're the one that's late.
Dude, you just scored now,
all right, moving on. Lim, back to you. Saturday, 3rd of February, Murat Garcia versus Yunere Dorticos.
That's a great fucking fight, man.
Cruiserweight.
You guys know me, I'm a fucking casual, and I don't know shit about the cruiserweight division, but I can't wait for that fucking fight.
How do you see it playing
out? I think Gassiev is. I think Dorticos should win just because he has a little bit longer. So goddamn physical. And that last body punch knockout, I just can't erase that out of my head. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know who I'm going to pick in the fight. So,
what do you think, Liam?
I'm just excited to watch it.
I ain't the first guy who lands. Oh, sorry. I thought you said my name. You cut off.
I don't know who's going to win the fight. Honestly, I just don't know who to choose. Gassiev is a beast, though, isn't he? So
yeah, I don't know how he makes that weight.
He looks like he's made of stone.
Seriously, how does he fucking make that weight? Like, he's so just cut from stone, man.
What do you think, Nikki?
I think it's almost like whoever lands first, because the thing is, Gassiev, I get the sense that he could really take a punch, like Lim was alluding to, like he can really get cracked and take it well. But Dorticos, I think, has enough power where even if you have a good chin, he can still hurt you.
Yeah.
But on the converse to that, Dorticos, has been hurt by lesser punchers than Gassiev. All you gotta do is look at the Kalenga fight. So, I mean, I think it's going to be just an amazing fight because I think both of them will kind of wind up hurting each other, multiple times throughout. Maybe be like a condensed version of what happened with Roman and Salido. And I'm going to get just a quick war and then a brutal knockout. I'm really not sure who wins. I slightly favor Ortigos, rather, because I think his hands are a little bit quicker. Right? He's a little bit more accurate with his shots. But, I think Gassiev could potentially knock him out just as easily.
Yeah, I tend to side with you. I think whoever lands big shots first, but I am interested to see how Gassiev reacts to a clean shot from Doritos, because I don't know. As I said before, when Nothing for Something was on, he seems like a guy that can really hurt you, but he can be hurt himself. So, and that's just me just thinking that I have no evidence. I'm not seeing him get hurt in sparring. I just a gut feeling. But moving on. Same night, Saturday, 3rd of February, Leon in London. British beef. We have Lawrence Okoli versus Isaac Chamberlain. Undercard fight. Shit. Card fight, I don't mind, Leon. Our boy, the Big Cheese, Ted Cheeseman versus Carson Jones. Even though Jones is shot, I think he'll give a good test to Cheeseman,
Carson snatches souls, man. He's the Brit destroyer, the Brit slayer.
He recently, on paper, he lost to Margarito, but most people thought he won that fight against Margarito, even though he got stopped. But at the time of the stoppage, most people had him up. So, but
he was winning that fight.
It's a good test for Cheeseman, I think.
Yeah, really good test. It's really he should if he's as good as we hope he is, then he should win, shouldn't he?
Yeah. And the main event, what do you think about Okoli versus Chamberlain?
Chamberlain's too well schooled, I think. His fundamentals are just so much better. I'm feel quite confident about picking him. That's probably the kiss of death, isn't it?
It probably is,
hey,
but
guys,
no.
This is so random, but if you type in Carson Jones in Google,
you're breaking up really bad, Dan.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
No, I mean, it's random, but I just typed in Carson Jones because I'm so fascinated that he's still kind of at this level right now. But when you type him in Google search, one of the first results is Doug Jones's openly gay zookeeper's son is more than your thirst trap. It's not right how little respect they give to Carson Jones, because the fact that he gave Kell Brook all that trouble all those years ago, and to see him still fighting at a pretty high level, it's pretty amazing, man. So.
Thanks for that little side note. Back to the main fight. Lawrence Okoli, I'm not a fan of Okoli. He's so wild. He loads up with every punch. He doesn't always use his attributes, his reach and all that. And I agree with Leon. I think Chamberlain, even though he's not got the power, he's just well schooled. He's more technical. And I think he's been 10 rounds once, where I think Okoli's never been past 6, so I think the plan with Team Chamberlain will just to kind of drag Okoli into the long game, because from what BoxRec have it down as is a vacant WBA Continental Cruiserweight title, so it's listed as a 12-rounder, so be interesting how Okoli reacts, especially when he's loading up on punches early on, if he's got any energy by the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th round. So yeah, I'm picking Chamberlain, but I think it's a decent fight, and I don't really praise him when he makes these fights early on, because he doesn't really do it. So yeah, I'm glad he's made it quite early, because you can't really keep these two separated for too long, because they are on a similar level. So the fight should be happening when it is. Yeah, at least it's getting made.
It's good it's happening. But I think, you're saying Chamberlain doesn't have the power, but I think he might be able to. He's so wild and open, Okoli. He could walk him onto something, or he could gas and get stopped that way.
Maybe that is true, because.
He can walk him onto something because he's so wild, like you said, Cam. He might use his own force to knock himself out, almost.
Yeah, if he throws a nice straight, quick shot in between him throwing a massive long hook, man,
it could hurt him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Timing could get him.
Yep. Moving on, I think you were talking.
I'm going for Okoli, man, just because every time I look up IFL, I always see Lawrence Okoli in a really nice JD jacket, every single time. So I'm going for Okoli, man.
That's a great way to think about it, Dan. Props.
It's the insight that our listeners tune in for.
And that's the reason why we're monthly, not weekly anymore.
Exactly.
Naota, I think you were talking to Ski Mask Joe earlier in the day about this fight. Sunday.
What was that conversation like? Please.
It's terrible. 4th February, Sunday. Daigo Higa's facing Moses Fuentes, and I think in the conversation you have Higa easily winning this fight.
I mean, really on paper, he should easily win the fight. But Fuentes is a guy that, I mean, you can't necessarily always count him out. He's won some big fights. He's beaten some really high-level opponents. You know, Calderon, Chivas Rodriguez. He arguably beat Nietes in their first fight. But more recently, he's been on the downside, even though he's coming off of a first-round knockout win. But overall, you know, even though he has a height and reach advantage over Higa, Higa showed against Masson that really doesn't matter. I mean, he's just gonna beat you up and brutalize you like a miniature version of Golovkin. And if you don't believe me, just watch his fucking fights. He'll throw even that kind of temple shot up around like high on your head, the way that Golovkin does. He's an animal, so I expect him to show out against Fuentes and knock him out. I mean, especially considering the fact that Fuentes had a pretty nasty knockout loss a little over a year ago against Kosei Tanaka. So I'm expecting Higa to try and outdo what Tanaka did. Tanaka stopped him in the 5th. And Tanaka just is about to move up to flyweight, which is Higa's weight class. So I'm expecting Higa to try and outdo his potential rival.
Okay, moving on to Saturday, 10th of February. Lim, your boy Mikey Garcia is fighting Sergey Lipnets for Lipnets' IBF super lightweight title. What do you think of that fight?
I don't know what Mikey's doing with his career, man. I mean, if he wants to stay at 140 from here on out, then yeah, that's a good fight. But I want to see him fight fucking Linares, so that's why I'm disappointed from that standpoint. But I think Lipnets is way too basic for Mikey, so I think it's a fairly easy, victory for Mikey in that sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. Lipnets, there's large gaps in between his combinations. You throw a big right, nothing happens. A big left, nothing happens. And Mikey's just going to shoot straight right hands down the middle and just take him out, I think. I think it's probably last 6-7 rounds.
And Kim, the reason why I made that prediction is I've actually never seen the Lipnets fight, but that's what you told me a couple months ago, I think. So
at least you listened to me and remembered what I said.
Yeah, thanks.
Naota, your thoughts?
I've been impressed in some of Lipnets' fights in the past, but I wasn't at all in his last fight against Kondo. I really thought he lost that fight. And I think Garcia, on paper, really this should be a relatively close fight, but actually knowing what both guys can do, I think Garcia is just way too good for Lipnets, and he's going to beat his ass.
Leon?
Garcia, Mikey's going to ice him.
Nice.
Now, wasn't
you're breaking up, Lim.
Wasn't Lipnets a kick?
Yeah, I think he was a kickboxer. Yeah, I think he was a champion kickboxer as well. But let's move on. I think we're going to try and have a show mid-February just before Groves Eubank, so we won't discuss that.
Oh, man, no love for Bartholomew Relic? I mean, shit, Mikey might actually fight the winner of that fight.
But the rematch on undercard, I don't know. The first fight was decent. I thought Relic won it quite comfortably. And Bartholomew got the nod, didn't he, I think?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It
was a robbery.
So hopefully Relic gets the nod if he puts in the good performance. But
yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight, man. I thought the first fight was good, and I think they're just going to take up where they left off. I mean, I thought that they both kind of did things in there that negated each other's skills, and it made for just a fun, pretty fun action fight between the two of them. They were both able to hurt each other with regularity.
Yeah, it was a decent fight. I did remember watching it, and it was quite fun. But Saturday the 10th, we got Miguel Berchelt. He's back. Originally, he was fighting Christian Mahares, but he's pulled out, and I think they're looking for another opponent, so that's a shame. But I'm probably, again, the same date, Saturday, February 10th. You was just alluding to it earlier, Neil, to where Tete's pulled out against his fight against Omar Narvaez, and the rest of the undercard has been made today. And Leon, you posted a nice a tweet of the poster, and basically they're all against no name. So we got Anthony Yard against Tony Avalant, 26-9-2. Bradley Skeet versus Laszlo Toth, 25-3-1. Daniel Dubois against D.L. Jones, 8-0-1, and Zelfa Barrett against Ivan Ruiz Morota, 18-8-1. So, as I said to you in the text, Leon, it seems like the competitive fights of last year's BT Sports / Box Nation cards is truly out the window.
Yeah, the honeymoon period is over.
It is indeed, unfortunately. Yeah.
Because that is terrible. I'm like, that Yard thing is like, when are they going to let him fight someone, man? Because everyone went nuts about that last performance, but that was just an old super middleweight.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what they're playing at.
And
this guy's a Frenchman, isn't he? Like a guy with a terrible record.
And Serge Luxer was touching Yard up at times as well, which was quite surprising.
Exactly. And, he got a lot of praise for that victory, but I think that's another one that we need to pump the brakes on a bit. And then to drop down to this level, and there's guys at the British level to be made, it's not like he's in his 9th fight, Cam.
Yeah, they need to push on a bit now.
They really do. This isn't good enough. Not good enough.
And I think a bit with Zelfa as well. He's young, so he's got time on his line, but a bit of a step up now for him, I think. Because he's impressed us against lower level opposition. So let's see how he reacts to someone a bit better now.
It's funny though, because you think with these fights meant to be propping up a Tete card, Tete's not a big ticket seller, and they put on this shit.
Yeah, but what would happen is Tete's fight would probably be the opening fight at 8 o'clock, and really it'd be Yard headlining, really, because it seems like he's his only main fighter at the moment that fights out of London, apart from, I guess, Billy Joe, if he's not fighting in London. So yeah, if you look if you look at him signing Frampton and stuff, he has made some moves, but I don't know, Leon, Warren's stable's a bit shitty, man. It's they're all getting on a bit now. It's there's no one big coming through the ranks, or no one really exciting coming through the ranks.
Well, they got double D, haven't they? Or triple D.
Triple D, bro. Come on.
Yeah. It got him, and everyone seems pretty hyped about Yard, but I just think this. And what are they doing with Bradley Skeet's career?
I don't know what they're doing with Skeet, but the problem with Daniel Dubois is I think he's 2-3 years away yet from anything big. So it's well, who have you got in the meantime? Yeah, you have Yard, but if you're gonna wrap him in cotton, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah, exactly. It's not good.
But is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Lim, your line's really bad. You might want to hang up and call back.
Just wanted to know what you thought about the Dodd versus Coyle fight.
The which fight, sorry?
The Dodd versus Coyle fight.
Oh, man, that's a war, man, on the Amir Khan undercard. I can't wait for that.
That's on the Khan undercard?
Yeah, bro.
So in Liverpool?
Yeah, bro.
How far is Liverpool from Manchester, by the way?
About 45 minutes drive.
Are you going to go to the fight?
Probably not.
I'll take that as a yes.
Khan Army. All right, Neota, Leon, Dan, any other things you want to talk about before we call it a night?
No, man. I just woke Roof up, so I'm in the bad books. So let's go.
Ah, shit. No dinner for you tomorrow.
I slammed the door.
Oh, shit. Neota?
I'm blaming Lim.
Nikki, anything else? All right, I'll take that as a no. Limmy, anything else, Mr. Traveller?
No, it's been a good year for the Lions Only crew. Keep running your mouth. Team OHB all day. So that's all I got to say, man. Lions Only lifestyle.
Lim, tell the people at home where you are. You're on your travels again in case you want to do a coalition meetup.
I'm in Paris. So if any of you guys are in Paris, I'd love to meet you guys. I'm going to Amsterdam next week and then Germany. So
dead prostitutes.
Trust me, I was in Thailand and Cambodia where I could have gotten pretty good prostitutes for about $20, and I did not acquiesce to my desires. No, I did not. I did spend about $200 on this lady in Cambodia, but I just bought her drinks and chocolate. So,
and then you killed her.
That was it. And then I killed her, exactly. Yeah. And then I urinated on her.
No, stop that.
Okay. No, that's it though. So, and then I'm probably going to be in February, I think, for the Manchester, the Groves versus Eubank fight. So if any of you guys are going in the chat, I'd love to link up with you guys. And be cool to see some coalition guys in Manchester.
All right. Thank you, Lim. Leon, thanks to you and Naota also. Big props
nice
to
one.
Nothing for Something as well, man. Like I said earlier, like he's been in the chat from day one. He supported the show from day one, so it was great to finally have him on the show and get his opinions across.
I think, yeah, definitely. I think another thing about Nothing is I think every single time that I've actually been on the show, and that was pretty much weekly, like 4 or 5 years ago, I can't remember a time where he wasn't in the chat. So honestly, like, thank you so much for jumping on. I know I'm a weirdo. I know I like to kind of make things a little bit weird for first-time debuters, but it was cool to talk to him finally.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you to all the people in the chat and all the people that download the show week in, week out. We'll be back next month. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically banging, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Great.
Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass. Just to play devil's advocate.
You want 1 portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish.
Cringe side? But you won't rush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you?
He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weighed for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition.